Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for June 2nd, 2017. With your host, Facebooker2448, and Rapid Epsilon.
And I'm getting really frustrated with OBS right about now.
You might have to redo your hotkeys, is what the problem might be.
They're still set. I checked that. It's just at random they're wanting to DARP right now, and I don't understand that.
Okay, that's different than the problem I had. The problem I had is my hotkeys completely didn't work, and I had to redo them, and then all of a sudden they worked. New ones, mind you, but they worked.
Oh, they're working just when they want to. And that's kind of the problem right now. And I still don't understand how I've got the same hotkey set up for starting streaming and starting recording, yet I only somehow started streaming.
That I can't tell you.
That one I would love to know. So, I mean, the recording's going to be like 5 seconds less, but oh well. I always record just in case something screws up.
Yeah, I have recordings of the entire Kingdom Hearts Marathon on my hard drive. I'm not about to go look at the file size for it, because I don't want to.
What I usually do is once I know they're posted and fine on YouTube, I go ahead and delete the local copy.
I have local copies of all my streams. I haven't deleted anything.
Yeah.
I'm a hoarder like that.
But I'm kind of like on low hard drive space, so I'm watching what I'm doing now.
Yeah, I have 2 smaller portable hard drives and then my big plug-into power hard drive. So I am not short on hard drive space at the moment.
I wouldn't have been either if my other hard drive hadn't have died.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not pleased about that one, but oh well.
Yeah. Well, folks, this is the last TGS before E3.
And I swear, we always do this crap. Like, every year this happens. Because you know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, the next stream that we have before E3 is going to be a Rampant Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Our entire E3 coverage, and what should have been the next TGS, but won't be because we've already covered everything.
Yeah, what are we going to talk about the week of E3 that aren't going to be covered in like 3 podcasts? Nothing is the answer because there literally will be nothing else to talk about. So we're literally doing another Rampant Gaming episode, but it has the TGS logo on it because we're not going to screw our scheduling. And it's tradition at this point.
Yeah. Yep. Because this will be the... Yeah, actually this will be the 7th year that we have covered E3. I'm wanting to say only 6 of those TGS has been running, though. Because I'm wanting to say the first one we did is like a Rift Track special.
It might have been. I honestly don't remember. But yeah, and the fun part is this year you get me not only doing reactions, but did you know that there is an add-on on Firefox that allows you to draw on live videos?
Oh, God.
It actually allows you to draw on web pages in general, but it works on live videos. It's not like Edge, which I found out takes a screenshot and then allows you to draw on it.
Really?
Yes. So you know the whole reason we were excited for it, you can't do that. But you can get this add-on on Firefox and literally draw on it. So what's going to happen is, during the press conferences, like I probably won't be drawing anything unless absolutely necessary, but after the press conferences, I might do a little football XOs commentary with drawing stuff on the streams because I will be showing the press conferences because I think we're allowed to, restream-wise. I believe that's okay by Twitch. I think as long as it's their stream. which is fine in my book. I don't care. All I need is a stream of all the press conferences and just have them on screen. And it's not like any of the press conferences are going to be really back to back. I don't think, like majorly back to back.
I don't think any of them actually will.
Yeah, because EA's Saturday, Microsoft and Bethesda are Sunday, but you have several hours between them.
Yeah. And what? Sony and Nintendo? No, Nintendo's Tuesday.
Nintendo's today. Sony, Ubisoft, and the PC Gaming Show are Monday.
Yeah.
So no word on this developer digital, but I think Twitch has alerts set up for all of the press conferences now.
And I'm thinking we might try to do something different. That way we're not trying to cover 5 press conferences the first day. We might actually do a Sunday stream.
That would probably be good. Because then we could cover 3, then 2, 3, 2, 2, and like whatever from the show floor.
2, 3, and 3, more than likely.
Okay.
Because Bethesda won't be until like 11. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's
11
midnight.
our time.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Who's ready for a late night stream there? Jesus.
So yeah, Sunday will probably be EA and Microsoft. And then we'll go from there, like normal.
Yeah. And plus, we'll pull up stuff from the showroom floor and talk about it. Whatever I find in between streaming. If you all have articles for stuff from the showroom floor you'd like us to see talk about, or you think we'd be interested in, please drop me stuff. Make my job easier, because I'm the one who has to research all this. I'm the one who has to dig up everything. So before we go into articles this week and talk about stuff and do E3 predictions, because I might just have a list plus a bingo card of our predictions on the side of the stream. I might like scoot the stream over to the side since I'll have room and be like, here's a bingo card as I draw on it live, and here's our prediction list as I literally cross things off. Because fuck it, I'm gonna have as much fun with this nonsense as I can without having to resort to alcohol. Because I don't drink. I've not ever had a drink. And I am not about to see what drunk me is like for the first time with a live mic. Oh no.
But it could be fun for someone.
Should I point to how pissed I was about young Xehanort yesterday? I think you really could hear the anger in my voice, because I was fucking fed up with that asshole because of his stupid dumb mechanics. But I'll let you talk about whatever you want first. Go ahead.
Well, I have attempted to play Wind Waker. You know how that one went.
Yeah, the stream was not very cooperative.
Yeah, I've came to the conclusion it has to be something with my connection directly to Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can stream to restream and it's fine. Like right now, I've dropped a grand total of 18 frames. I can stream to YouTube. No problems. Stream to Twitch by itself? Nope. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is either, because like 2 different times someone in the chat was saying it's stalling.
I think Twitch is doing something that's screwing it up worse than what it should be.
This was on the YouTube end.
YouTube occasionally will wind up stalling.
Yeah.
I'm
Although it feels weird to have that.
wondering. Remember I said about that keyframe interval thing that I
Yeah.
saw?
Mhm.
I'm wondering if that might be part of it, though. And if
That
it
is entirely
is, I
possible.
have no idea how to fix that.
That's a setting you can change in OBS.
The thing is, I'm not 100% on where that's being occurred at. I'm thinking it's RN going in, but like right now, even I've got that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
yours is.
mine's worse than what yours was when you were streaming. Holy
Mm.
crap.
Yeah, you can go into OBS and change that. It's in the advanced settings, I believe. Yeah, you go in the advanced settings and it's in there. And I dropped mine down to like 3 or 4. I forgot. Let me look.
It's supposed to be on 2.
It might be on 2.
I
Let me look.
think yours was on 4 last I saw.
Yeah, and I had all
And
green all the time when I was streaming. Since I have to bring up the stream to start with to make sure there's no audio desync nonsense going on. Because that happened too many times for me to not be paranoid about it. And then my capture device, like blue screening, I think. I don't know what happened there. I think it was in the middle. What was it in the middle of 3D that happened? I want to say it was in the middle of 3D when that happened. I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I thought the game crashed, like outright crashed on me. But no. By the time I got my capture device back working, no, it was fine.
You'll have to tell me where that is because I couldn't spot it.
It is in. Where was it? Let's see. Make sure I got the right one. Oh yeah, output advance.
Oh, well, that's why. I just leave it in simple.
Yeah, just switch down the drop down to advance, and there's a keyframe interval right there.
Okay, I'll change that after. But yeah, I've noticed that at times that for some reason YouTube will, but it's not always the streamer side of it with YouTube. Sometimes it's legitimately how fast your computer's downloading the stream.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Twitch, though, that's just, yeah, that's something on their end.
Yeah, I think both times the guy said it, I'm like, I haven't dropped any frames, so it's not me, as far as I know.
Yeah, and
It ain't
see,
me.
if you haven't dropped frames, then the way Restream sets it up, there's a buffer between what we are actually recording and what Restream is sending to Twitch and YouTube. So that kind of helps buffer that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Wind Waker streamed crappily.
Mm-hmm. Mario Kart went better.
Yeah, except for I sucked. Like, I don't know what was happening there. I don't know if I was trying to pay attention to what you were telling me in chat more, or if I just was not in that mindset for it. But yeah, I was sucking.
It's streamer curse, that's what it is. That wasn't really distracting you that much.
No. That's why I'm like, I don't know what was happening there, but I was sucking, and I will admit that one.
Granted, I had to turn the quality down on the stream because I was watching 2 streams at the same time. I had yours up if I was going to talk to you, and then I had John's stream up on the side because he's just streaming the while, like a little while after you started.
Yeah, I caught the recording of it.
I went to sleep at some point in the game, and I have not gone back to watch what I missed. All I know was Bagel was being Bagel.
being stoned bagel.
Yes, very high bagel. Which, Christ, for being 1 year old, that cat has went through a crap ton.
Yeah, I know it.
But anything else?
I have played the ARMS Global Test Punch. I will go more into that when we get to quick draws.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I have tried different things trying to get myself in a mindset of speedrunning something else, and I just cannot get myself to do it right yet.
Mm.
I thought, I'll try Mario Maker. Not really feeling it. I've yet to just hop into Hyrule Warriors. I'm kind of just stuck right now, where I'm like, I don't know what, but I do want to try to pick up something else because at times Mario Kart 8 is really getting on my nerves.
Maybe see, I'll wait for something new to come out and try that.
But yeah, that's really kind of been about it.
Well, where was I in the marathon when I last got to sit down on this podcast and talk about it? I think I just started BBS, right?
Possibly?
It was either BBS or 2. Let me check the lists because they're in order.
I know if you check it through the video manager, you can find out the days.
Yeah, it should be in the correct order in the video manager. Not in releases. No, things got scrambled right there.
Yeah.
Granted, that last stream was 7 hours, by the way.
I noticed that.
An hour on Young Xehanort, by the way. I'll get to that asshole in a second. Fuck that asshole, by the way. Not even the last boss of the game, mind you. Not even the last boss.
I just realized I forgot to mention I've picked up more Pokemon. And by picked up, I mean barely played, but enough to consider it because I've made some progress.
It would be me trying to say anything about hopping into a Metroid Prime for a little bit. No, I just started 2.
Oh. It's been that long?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I just started 2. So, 2, I remembered why I had fun playing it. Then we get to Birth by Sleep. And I remember why no one likes Birth by Sleep in terms of its gameplay. Because fuck the Command X system. Fuck that Command X system. Like, I don't know what happened when I was playing Aqua and why I was so horribly underleveled. I think it's because the damage doesn't scale properly if you are underleveled. Like, it doesn't. Like, I think I was slightly underleveled for KH2, but I was still fine. I think. Either that or I was on track. And I was skipping the same amount of fights I was in BBS that I was in 2. Like, I wasn't playing the game any ridiculously different than I did 2. And I should not have been that severely damaged because I was just doing chip damage as Aqua until I grinded. Granted, this game also expects you to meld commands and get abilities out of it, which that system is stupid, by the way. Because you want to know how that system works?
How?
All right, you take 2 of your commands that you have and you stick them together to get either a command you or know you're going to get because you have a recipe that says that you get that, which it's just an item that makes that box reveal itself. It doesn't give you an actual recipe list, mind you. It just tells you that, oh yeah, this thing will give you this now instead of question marks. But you add a crystal to that. That crystal, depending on what it is, will give you one of several abilities that crystal can give. Problem is, that's random. That crystal can give you any of the abilities, and it can also give you duplicates of the abilities you don't need duplicates of. Like, you can't get a second chance, or a second once more, or a second scan, or a second any other, or like 4 HP boost, because I think you can max out at 3, or more combo pluses after you max out. You can't. It doesn't work. So once you reach that point, you have a useless ability on a command. And again, it's random. And you have to grind up the levels because you don't get that ability like permanently until you max out that command. If you don't, you only get that ability when you equip the command it's attached to. So you have to do a lot of grinding to get a lot of your abilities, because that's the only way you get fucking abilities in this game. You don't just get abilities by leveling up, which is completely different than KH2. And 3D is the same way, except I found out that there's a whole section of abilities that only count depending on your spirits that you have equipped. You don't keep those abilities, even if you've like completely done the command board for like a spirit. So like all my attack haste, magic haste, I think HP boost, stuff like that, all that stuff, yeah, that is tied to my party. Yeah. All my other stuff I keep, like Second Chance Once More, Treasure Magnet I think is in there as well, along with some other stuff. Yeah, I get to keep those no matter who I have in my party, but the rest of that stuff, yeah, that depends on the party. So that is why I found out why no one likes the command deck system, because it is so goddamn limiting, because you really need haste. You need those attack and magic haste to use the better abilities, because they have longer cooldowns. If you don't, you are fucked. And guess what? If you don't, you literally going to run to the point where you went through your entire command deck and you're out of moves. And all you can do is your basic melee attacks and block. And that's not fun. Like, it's so limiting coming off KH2 where you had so many options. In KH2, you had summons and limits and form changes all available to you all the time. Like, I think summons and limits are attached to, or limits are attached to the MP bar. Summons are attached to your form gauge, and I think, yeah, summons are attached to the form gauge, and so your form changes. That's it. Those are just bars you can get both your MP gauge to charge if it runs out, and you can charge up your form gauge bar as you do damage in a fight. Meaning you can get back to it and get it back up and do more things with it. Like, the only thing that limits you on form gauges is the threat of anti-form. And I never got anti-form in my playthrough of 2. Ever. And I spam forms a good bit. Okay, I say that. Let me backtrack. I didn't get anti-form until I equipped 2-in-1, which forces anti-form until I get final form. Because I used it a couple times to try to force final form to appear, because you don't unlock final form as an option until you get dropped into it randomly. When you're going into another form change. And the 2-in-1 Keyblade forces you to go either anti-form or final form. So it's a way to kind of like, you're going to force this RNG to cooperate with you. But I couldn't get final form, which is fine. I didn't need final form for any of the last fights of the game. Hell, I fucked up doing the swag finish on Xemnas. Really bad. Like, super bad, embarrassingly bad. I should have took a death there just because of it, but I couldn't. You can't take a death. The fight's over before he hits 0. Like, the fight's over when you get to that reaction command with all the lasers like falling in on you. Like, that's the end of the fight. Because you can't take damage after that reaction command ends. I don't think. But yeah, that is those problems. And then some of these fucking bosses in 3D and Birth by Sleep. Vanitas, the prime example of it in BBS, of just an obnoxious amount of teleports, just dodgy, evasion. You can't fucking hit me half the goddamn time. You're fighting me bullshit. And the amount of damage he deals is obnoxious. Like, have you gotten to see any of the Venus fights I had to do?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh my god. I would say my third fight against him with Aqua is probably the best example of it, especially since I was underleveled. Because the fourth fight, I might be overleveled for that fight. It was like, fuck you sideways. I am beating the shit out of you. And I think I literally slapped Vinny's fucking silly in that fight. And it was a bit cathartic because I think I beat him in one try. I just beat him senseless because fuck you. I was so sick of his ass by the end. Because I fought him 4 times as Aqua. And I think I had to fight him like 2, maybe 3 more times past that on the other 2 characters. It is ridiculous how many times you have to fight Vanitas in this goddamn game.
Dang.
Yeah. But yeah, so much dodgy invasion, just damage, and like it's so hard to not get a hit and not take damage there. Like, it's ridiculous. Because, like, you'll go to hit him and he'll sidestep it perfectly because that's what he does. Or you'll do damage and then he just fucking shadow clones away and pops it behind you and drops in on you. And you're probably not going to be able to dodge that, so you're taking a hit. It's ridiculous. And then fucking 3D does it more. Because that's young Xehanort in a nutshell. Fuck that asshole, by the way. I was legitimately pissed by the time I finally got to beat him. I was done with him. Because that asshole took me an hour to beat. You know how long it took me to beat the actual final boss of 3D?
How long?
1 try. 1 try and I was done.
Oh, wow.
And I wasn't even any more leveled up than I was going into young Xehanort, because there's no action between those 2 bosses. I literally whipped the monkey ass of the final boss, but young Xehanort took an hour because of his bullshit. He ridiculously can easily combo you to death. And how the boss is set up is obnoxious as hell. Because, okay, so you have a boss with like 6-ish health bars, I believe. All right. Guess what happens when you drop those 6 health bars to 0?
What?
That's not the end of the fight. He then says time stop, stops time, and like retreats to a clock. That clock then has a reality shift happen on it. If you don't pick up that reality shift, you start the fight over again, and he has 2 3/4 health bars, and you have to refight the entirety of the first part again. If you get that reality shift, you go to the second phase of the fight. I put phase in quotations here because it's not a phase technically, because you drop in and out of these phases. In the second phase, you have to damage the clock. Now, the clock has a good bit of health, but guess what's happening while you're trying to damage this clock?
What?
Young Xehanort is attacking you, and the first attack he possibly throw out, which is just him charging at you with his lightsabers of death, he can combo you to death, and there is nothing you can do about it. If you drop a block in that, in the later portions of it, you are dead. You are just dead.
Huh.
The only thing that is going to save you is, I believe, is supposed to be once more. But since I didn't have it because I didn't have the A, spirit available to me that gives me once more, B, have the materials to make said spirit when I got the recipe, because I know I got a recipe for one of them, or C, the time I wanted to put in to grind up his fucking ability link points in order to get the goddamn ability to begin with, at fucking endgame, mind you. So I foregoed going into that fight with once more, which would have saved my ass so many times in that fight. It's obnoxious. So yeah, you're trying to damage this clock, but if you die, well, you start in the fight all over again from the very beginning. Not to that, like, oh, you didn't get it in time. Here, you have to fight the boss with slightly less health now. No, all the way from the beginning. But as I found out, if you don't do the clock phase fast enough, you're dropped back to that boss with less health situation. And the clock gains health and goes back to a certain point of health. Because I was on the last health bar when I checked the footage. And he had 2 health bars and a 3/4 when I had to redo the clock phase. Now, once you do the clock phase, you're done. But you see how obnoxious that is? Second to last boss fight that can easily kill you at any point. It probably took me 20, 30 minutes for a solid attempt. Maybe.
Dang.
Like, fuck that boss in all of its mechanics and design. That is not a final boss. That is just waste your goddamn time boss. That is not a fun boss. At all. Whatsoever. Like no boss in KH2 is designed like that. None of them. None of them are that obnoxious. Like, the only person who is close to being that obnoxious is Zigbar. And that is only because he, for me at least, towards the end of his fight, got super spammy with his fucking DM. And he's already a really bad teleporting nonsense boss. But no boss does that in KH2, which is kind of okay. And you have ways of dealing damage to him at range, which you don't in this game since you have such a limited command deck. Like, the only good ranged attack ability you have available to you is Bloonera, and I only had one of those. Like, I think I was legitimate, to be honest, when I said I will never play 3D again. This is the second time I've had to play 3D to completion, and I'm kind of remembering why I didn't like 3D. Because I don't like the command deck system. I don't like some of these boss designs, and I just don't like playing this game because it's not fun. KH2 is fun because I get to do what the fuck I want in the game, and I get to do fun, cool stuff. I don't get to do fun, cool stuff in these 2 games. Which sucks because they are both super important story points in the franchise that you need to know what happens in these games in order to go into 3. At least after beating 3D, I went into 0.2, beat it in like an hour, and I had fun outside of the tornado and storms of Heartless being kind of annoying. And I also forgot, all right, you don't do the finish on Wayfinder on this boss, because if you do, you enter in a second part of the fight. As long as you don't do it, you're fine. Yeah, when I did that finish for Wayfinder, I'm guaranteeing myself a harder boss. I put in quotations harder when it's actually not. But it's easier and better if you don't do Wayfinder finisher there. Like, ever. Just fight him like that. But yeah, 20 days. I don't want to think of how many deaths there is. I know Riku 4 is probably the longest I had to spend on a boss, because that is legit 2 hours. Like, I'm tempted to go back and do like a Gerard and his completionist as stats on this to see how many things I did. But that is a lot of time putting into going back through the archive of 20 days worth of videos. Oh no, would you be interested in knowing how many times I actually died? Because none of the in-game stuff gave me death counters. I'd have to go back through the footage and look. I'll take the silence as a God no, please. Tommy? You there? Hello? Hello? Uh-oh. Tommy, I can't hear you.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, okay. I asked you if you wanted to see fucking dumb completionists as stats for this marathon and me going back through the footage to get them.
Sure.
You want to know how many times I died?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm curious too. And I'd be curious how many per game it is, because I guarantee you the portable ones are probably the ones I died most on. Like, I didn't die. I barely died in 2. And I think I barely died in 1. And I did 0.2 fucking deathless. Legit deathless. Granted, it's not hard to do 0.2 deathless, but I still did it deathless. But yeah, that is the whole the entirety of the Kingdom Hearts franchise outside of the 3 movies from the 3 collections. And to be honest, those aren't that important. Like, the only thing you need to know from 365 over 2 days is that Shion is a thing and exists, but I guarantee you 3, if Shion is there, will give context to who Shion is. Recoded is absolute nonsense and doesn't matter. All it does is go, all right, what is Maleficent doing all this? Oh, she wants data from Jiminy's journal so she can rule the worlds inside that data to propagate Heartless in order to then rule the worlds properly. Because, look, just ignore Recoded. No one cares about Recoded. Just ignore it. And back cover gives you nothing more than you can already get right now from Unchained Key. Like, all it does is introduce you to who all the masters are, and that's it. Like there's nothing more there. But yeah, for those who watched along the whole way, there's your, like, how many ever hours it is to catch up to the Kingdom Hearts 3, the storyline going into Kingdom Hearts 3. And who knows, we might get, we might get a release date this year. I'm willing to put money on it and hope. Honestly, I have not played anything else. I've been mainly just waking up, playing the games, and then just not doing anything else for the rest of the day. The only other thing I did was today, I went into Pokemon Adventures Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. I picked back up where I left off. I'm in Volume 5. I've read through this before. Pokemon Adventures is really good. If you've not heard me say it before, it's really good. You should go check it out. If you've ever wanted, like, a canon, or like, okay, if you've ever wanted a way for all of the Pokemon games to be connected with one story, kind of, or at least feel like they are all in the same universe, because all of these stories do kind of connect to each other and kind of feel like a larger overall story to a certain extent. That probably doesn't make sense, but it feels like it's the same universe and the same, like, these stories have all happened in the same world. I encourage you to pick up Pokemon Adventures. And Diamond Pearl Platinum's really good because, basic premise, daughter of the professor from the game, who is the female character of that game, Dawn, in this case, her name's Platinum. She's going to Mount Corinth to make a family crest, because it's a tradition in her family to do so. And along the way, she's going to be gathering gathering things to make the family crest. And she has 2 bodyguards assigned to her. Well, those 2 bodyguards end up getting mixed up with Dia, aka Diamond, the male main character from the game, or the male playable character from the game, and Pearl, who is the blonde guy from Diamond and Pearl. I forget his name in the game. Whatever it is, that guy. And those 2 end up misunderstanding the whole situation and end up, like, traveling along with her because they think she's a tour guide that's going to take them to Mount Corinth, and she believes that they are her bodyguards. And along the way, shenanigans and adventures happen, and for a plot that is based on a misunderstanding, it doesn't feel like the misunderstanding is a bad thing by the time it gets revealed, or by the time everyone knows what's going on. It's like, this is a good thing, because everyone benefited from this misunderstanding, and it works, and all the characters are good, and it's funny and wonderful. And just go pick up Pokemon Adventures. I'm getting the collected English volumes of them. slowly over time to read through all of this again because I read scanlations I think it's scanlations of it back in the day. So go give it a read. That's literally it. I haven't even got to play Shadows of Valentia at all, which is kind of bad because I just bought that game and I should put some time into it. But you ready to talk news and stuff? Donnie? Discord disconnecting? Hello? Tommy?
Yeah.
You ready to talk news and stuff?
I guess so.
All right. We got a lot of smaller stuff actually. So first up, kind of surprisingly, we are going to get a Monster Hunter game on the Switch, a port of Monster Hunter XX. We got a trailer and a confirmation of crossplay will be supported between the 3DS and the Switch versions. And let's see, it will be coming to the Switch in Japan on August 25th. So that's pretty cool. And for those wondering, Double X is an enhanced version of X, aka Generations, that came out in North America. So I guess we're going to get an enhanced version of Generations on the Switch possibly this year, announced at E3. But I figure that'd be cool since, like, whenever I get a Switch, that is something the two of us could do as a stream series.
Yeah.
Since neither one of us has dived into the Monster Hunter franchise at all. I know my neighbor at school is a big fan of Monster Hunter, and I keep forgetting to text him and say, yo, there is a Monster Hunter game coming to the console. Because he was asking, wondering, like, when are we going to get a Monster Hunter game on the console? It's like, well, now we're getting one. It's a port, but it's an enhanced port, like that will have graphics that should be on a Switch, not just the 3DS graphics. But yeah, pretty cool and stuff. And next is, this will probably take a little bit of explanation because apparently there's a lot of misunderstanding about the comments from this. Apparently, during I think it was a financial meeting. It was a financial meeting. It was confirmed that Final Fantasy VII Remake, Kingdom Hearts 3, and I believe one more title are being released within 3 years. Most people are understanding that we're not getting these games until 2020, which is not what the quotes are. It quotes says we're getting these 3 games in the next 3 years or so. So at best, KH3 is coming within the next 3 years, which is really cool. And I'm really hopeful. And it's probably not going to happen. And bear in mind, this is from fiscal year, so it's from like March 2018 onward. So not exactly. Well, it's not exactly that helpful because we're already in the fiscal March 2018 physical year. So, but maybe we'll get a release date of this year's E3. Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully we'll get something because we haven't gotten anything for KH3 in like 2 years. Now that I've realized. 2 years since we got footage for the game. I would hope they've made progress since then.
Nope. They had to work on Final Fantasy VII.
I swear to God, if we get one of the Final Fantasy VII Remake episodes before we get KH3, I will literally murder someone. Like, that is ridiculous. Like, can we at least end the storyline arc of Kingdom Hearts from 1 through 3 before we do a remake of Final Fantasy VII?
Nope.
Can we do that? Can we at least end this ongoing storyline before we have to deal with Final Fantasy VII again, which might have changes and other nonsense? All right. Well, you know that rumored Mario and Rabbids crossover?
Uh,
It's a thing. Like, legit, it's a thing. And oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm not sure how to feel about this. So we have the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which is a crossover RPG. All we've got is images of this stuff, which it paints this very much as a, oh god, this might be fairly bad, because it's not just this image that is leaked. It's various other images that are helping to sell the game. Like everyone's got a nickname in the game. The only one I remember is the Princess Peach one, where it's like the badass princess or the badass damsel, something along those lines. I'm not sure how I feel, because not only do we have the Mario characters wielding arm cannons and stuff, which feels weird, we also have Rabbids costuming as those characters and being actual characters in the game. So you have Rabbids Mario and Luigi and Peach and Yoshi. Is it bad that I'm not really hopeful for this?
Not really, because this is kind of one of those. There's one of two ways this can go. This can either turn out to be one of those surprise hits, or this can literally just be a bomb from the beginning.
Like, is it all right for me to say that the Rabbids are the minions of the video game industry?
It's the
Like,
truth.
and like the minions aren't that good. Oh god, I'm scared to see what we're gonna get. We're gonna get this announced at the Ubisoft press conference. I can almost guarantee it. But oh god, am I not ready for it? I know Aisha Tyler is not going to be doing the Ubisoft press conference this year. And I'm like, okay, they were writing bad material for her anyway. I didn't think she was funny at Ubisoft press conferences. She's funny on Whose Line It Is anyway, when I've seen those few episodes, but she is not funny at those press conferences at all. All right. Next up, we have Pokemon Go stuff. A very Nintendo heavy show today, because there was honestly nothing else, to be honest. I think everyone else is saving their ammo for E3 in a couple weeks.
Whereas Nintendo really just don't care.
Yeah, they don't. So, on top of the already possibility of legendaries coming to Pokemon Go this summer, we also got confirmation that straight up PvP battling other trainers could be coming as well. Due to a quote from Niantic's Matthew Defuet. Defuet? I'm going to go with that pronunciation. In his quote, he said, giving more value to the choice of teams, releasing legendary Pokemon, and introducing PvP. Things to hit this summer. So, what do you think? Is this all this getting you interested in being back in Pokemon Go more than what you are now?
Not really, no.
Yeah, I'm not in the area to really do Pokemon Go stuff, so it's not really helpful to me. It's cool, and maybe catching Articuno would be fun, but I would be more interested in Fire Emblem Heroes, and unfortunately Record Keeper as well, because I'm back playing Record Keeper because I've seen in like a whole bunch of high level play, and I'm like would like to do some of that high level play stuff. but it require grinding of materials, and I'm realizing, oh yeah, that's why I stopped playing this game. I hit a wall. I hit the paywall hard, and I can't get around it. But yeah, Pokemon Go should be shaping up to be fairly good. On top of getting some stuff for Fire Emblem or Pokemon Go, we got stuff for Fire Emblem Warriors. We got our first details on the game. For instance, we have the original.
You skipped one.
I skipped. Ignore that. That's the next one. Which one did I skip?
Marvel versus Capcom.
Oh yeah, the potential roster leak for Marvel vs. Capcom, which sounds a bit too true, but due to appearance of another character in the trailer, might be in question. Okay, this is kind of a complicated situation, but according to NeoGAF's Rice, who partially leaked the existence of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite to begin with, has revealed the full roster, which contains 26 characters. 27, actually. My bad. And the roster shown, just to list it off here, on the Capcom side, we have Arthur, Chris, Chun-Li, Dante, Firebrand, Jeddah, Monster Hunter, Morgan, Nemesis, Ryu, Spencer, Strider, Hiryu, and X. I would assume it's Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins, Chris Redfield, Chun-Li, Dante, proper actual Dante, most likely not the remake or like reboot Dante. Firebrand from Ghosts and Goblins 2, I believe. Don't know Jeddah, but I think the article in Dream drops him. Darkstalkers. A Monster Hunter Avatar. Morgan from not Monster Hunter. Darkstalkers. Nemesis from Resident Evil, Ryu, of course, from Street Fighter, Spencer. Fuck. Spencer Capcom. I swear that name should be recognizable to me, but I don't remember. Oh, Bionic Commando Spencer. So possibly the one from Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Strider from Strider, and of course X from Mega Man. On the Marvel side, we've got Ant-Man, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Gamora, Hawkeye, Hulk, Iron Man, Nova, Rocket, and Groot. Spider-Man, Thanos, Thor, and Ultron. Strangely enough, no mention of Sigma, even though Sigma is confirmed a playable character, which once more causes all this into question. But that could be the missing character that is noted in the article. But notice there's something a little strange about this whole list.
As in?
Well, it seems to be a bit on the small side from MVC3. Because I think MVC3 had less characters than this. Or more characters than this, my bad.
Huh.
Oh, okay, this does include the 6 DLC characters, which Sigma is included in that list, followed by Venom. Okay. Yeah, MVC3 had more characters than this, I believe. And there are no X-Men characters, like Wolverine, who has been in all the Marvel vs. Capcom games until now, possibly. And in the trailer, I believe you can spot the current Miss Marvel, and she is absent from this list for some reason.
Huh.
Even though, for people who are wondering, like, why does this list feel odd for the Marvel side? Well, there's no X-Men, and there's no Fantastic Four. It's only Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy, which are characters Marvel owns the rights to in terms of the movies. Not surprising to someone who's kept up with all this and seen them try to just push X-Men away and de-emphasize them so much over the last few years. Like, everyone here is either in a Marvel movie or will have a Marvel movie at some point. Under the proper Marvel banner. The only person, the exception to that, is Spidey, but he has a movie coming out this year, so he's exempt from that. Plus, it's in a partnership deal with Sony, so it counts. Yeah, I can't say if there's anything surprising on the Capcom side, but yeah, the Marvel side seems to be very much excluding certain franchises. So, what do you think of the roster?
I think it is kind of strange.
Hmm.
But there again, this could just be like a partial list and not a complete one too. So
I have a feeling it's not everything. Like, the person who's giving us this roster does have credibility to give to this rumor, but
why would it be so short?
yeah, like, why are we getting less characters than in 3? Because hang on, I gotta look up the Ultimate version, because I might as well count that as the last one. Because Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 had 36. With 12 new playable characters, and there's not a whole lot of new playable characters here. Like 4, maybe 5 altogether. I want to say. I'm not going to go through the entire history of Marvel vs. Capcom to get there, but yeah, this does seem a bit on the short side. But I'd say E3 will give us a more solid foundation on what to expect, hopefully.
Question?
What?
Or wait a minute. I bet this is counting. Uh-huh. So, okay. Well, I just pulled up a list and based off of the original release for Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it looks like there's more there than what we've even got here.
Yeah.
So why would they downsize it? That's kind of not a thing for fighting games.
Not really, unless you are jumping generations in hardware, you're not downsizing. Because, for instance, there is a massive downsizing of rosters from, let's say, Mortal Kombat Armageddon to the reboot Mortal Kombat. But that is a massive jump in that is like a complete console jump generation and a reboot. There's a significant downsize from Marvel vs. Capcom 2 to 3 because MVC2 has not 3, 2. 56 characters. But that came out that was an arcade title from back in 2000. And MVC3 did not come out until 2008, I want to say. 2011. That's like 2 whole console generations and a completely different graphic system because 2 is sprite based while 3 is 3D models. So there is no way in hell they're pulling out a 56 character roster.
Right, but I mean, once you have a layout, you kind of can grow from there.
Yeah. It feels off. And if this is truly the case, maybe if I want to hop into Marvel vs. Capcom, I'll pick up Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 off a Steam sale for cheap. Anyway, let's move on to the thing I was trying to talk about earlier, which is Fire Emblem Warriors. Trying to skip Marvel vs. Capcom, apparently. Shows how interested I am in Marvel vs. Capcom, I guess. Or how much more interested I'm in Fire Emblem Warriors. Probably my bias sleeping through there. We got a bit details all around for characters and story. Bit of the game story, which sounds a bit like Fire Emblem Heroes. Skimming through this. Yeah, this really sounds like Fire Emblem Heroes. Gate opens up from gates to the other world show up. Fearsome monsters appear within, trampling the castle guards. Royal Castle fell. Darkness then slowly but surely ate the country. There is hope. The King's Lake children, Scion and Leon, and them, I guess, recruiting legendary heroes to fight.
So, yeah.
The only thing we don't have is the tactician, is a faceless tactician, who is us.
I mean, granted, can you blame them for using that, though? I mean, what else are you going to be able to do to encompass multiple generations of Fire Emblem characters into one game?
Well, it's only going to be 3 generations, because it's only going to be the original Fire Emblem, Fates, and Awakening. We're only covering those 3 games in this first entry in Fire Emblem Warriors, hopefully. And afterwards, we'll get more, I assume. It's like Hyrule Warriors only had those 3 major Legend of Zelda titles in its core story.
But if you think about that, though, it was capable of being done in there because it was essentially surrounding the timeline skip kind of deal.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily trying to break time, it was more just trying to break dimension kind of deal.
Yeah. Which they're going to have to pull hardcore here because there is no one timeline for Fire Emblem. Like, unless it is specifically stated that this game follows this game, they are their own universe, Final Fantasy style. Like, Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn is a completely separate world from Awakening, which is completely separate from Fates, kind of, I think, even though I think Fates is an ancestor of Awakening in terms of timeline, which does go back to the original Fire Emblem to a certain extent, because there is a reference to Marth in the game. I think a couple others are related, but you get the idea. You really have to pull strings to really connect all these games together.
Okay. You say that, and there are entire communities built around connecting the Zelda timeline, which has even less to compare to.
I know. I'm saying there is less to work with here than the Zelda timeline at this point. Okay, it might be on par. I don't know. I haven't looked into this because I don't want another headache. I have enough headaches with the fucking Zelda timeline. I don't need the possibility of a Fire Emblem timeline on my doorstep. So we have Scion, who has the Shield of Fire from his mother, and he is the brash, dumbass one of the two. Act before he thinks. Yeah, he'll be the dumbass one.
Yep. He'll be the one that you have to go save.
Yep. Lynn is apparently an honor student, and the older sister to Sion's younger brother status. So she will be the smart, capable one.
More than likely the one saving her brother.
Marth just has his basic plot from the start of the game here. I don't know why it is a neighborhood watch. It's not a neighborhood watch. The Shepherds weren't a neighborhood watch. They were essentially a private force under Crom's command to go take care of matters on his orders. AKA, it's just him and a bunch of his friends trying to go make sure people are okay. Neighborhood Watch kind of downgrades the Shepherds, to be honest. And we have Marth. I don't know much about Marth, so I can't comment on his personality here, but it's probably in tune with his from before. Crom sounds like himself, so we don't have much more on why Crom and Marth are showing up here, since both of their kingdoms are name dropped here, and they are both princes of them. But there's no mention of how they end up in this mess. I assume possibly through doors leading to their worlds, possibly.
Gate, darkness. Yeah, Hyrule Warriors kind of just utilize similar concept there.
Yeah.
Gate opened, characters entered, and stuff happened, kind of deal. Yeah. So it's one of those. It will work, just don't question it.
Yeah. But as I said before, only the original Fire Emblem Awakening and Fates are going to be involved in this. No Shadows of Valentia, unfortunately. Although I'm kind of surprised. I figured they would have Shadows of Valentia in here to some extent to help promote the game, since this is coming out this year. And Shadows of Valentia will still be selling DLC by then. I think it's going to be selling DLC until next year because of the season pass.
But you look, more than likely this will be having DLC.
Yeah, and
because I can see more room actually for Fire Emblem Warriors than Hyrule Warriors would have had DLC wise.
Yeah. I think the quote of why they're not doing more is that everyone would be wielding a sword. And I'm like, okay, I see your point, but you could phrase it better. Because, okay, let's say we're doing representation from more Fire Emblem games than just these three. Who is required to be here if we're representing these games? The main characters. The main characters from said games. What do almost every single main character of every Fire Emblem game have in common? They're all sword users. That's a problem. I think that's the kind of what shit, I can't think of his name at the moment. Guy behind Smash Brothers.
I
can't think of his name.
I can't either.
But when he was commenting about he doesn't want any more Fire Emblem sword users, so that's why Robin has more magic to him. Incorn has a lot of her dragon transformation stuff in there. It's yeah, if you're gonna do Fire Emblem and you're gonna do the main characters from those games, most of them wield swords. Most of the main lords of Fire Emblem wield swords by default. And that is who you're going to choose. You can get away with that with Fates because the royal families are main characters of those games, and you have a whole plethora of weapons involved in there. And just focusing on just two other games besides those allows you to do other main characters with other different fighting styles. On Awakening, you have a Pegasus Knight as a main character, and a shit, what is her name? Kaleem, I think. I might be thinking of a different one. Hang on, need a list of characters here. Not the IGN one. I need pictures. Oh god, do I need pictures so I know who I'm talking about. Where is she? There she is. Name, please. Sumia. Sumia is a Pegasus Knight. Frederick's an axe user. Alyssa's of a healer mage. Sully, I believe, is Lance's. Lance and axe, maybe. Viron is an archer. Stahl is a lancer. Vike is an axe user. Muriel is a mage. And you meet all those characters within the first couple chapters. Because they're all shepherds, so that's fine. You also have Tharja, who's like the most popular character from Awakening, and she's a mage. You also have Tiki in multiple incarnations, who is a dragon. She can turn into a dragon. So you have more than just sword users on your roster if you just pick 3 games. Hopefully the DLC will also, like, if this game gets DLC from other games, hopefully it will mix it up as well. Like, if you do Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn, like, you're gonna do Ike. I would hope you would do Ike, but if I would like, do Soren as well. He would be a fantastic pure mage monster to do on the roster. And if you want another Cavalier, or another like horseback unit, probably go to Tanya. I think you can skip out on not Boyd. Not Stall. Oscar. You can probably skip Oscar and go to Titania for horseback. And if you're feeling really daring, do something creative and fun with Mist. I'm just gonna say this right now. If Mist is a character in this game as a DLC, I'm gonna do the entire campaign with her if I can.
And you can.
Yes, because I just want Mist to be the one to save the world and just see what they'll come up with. Because it's like, all right, maybe starting off she's not that good, but like go into the idea that she has the class called Valkyrie. Was it Valkyrie? On horseback healer with sword, you can have some fun with that. I can see them going, well, we have that Epona weapon we did for heroes or for Hyrule Warriors. Maybe we'll take some of those ideas there. Because Epona was fun to play with. Any other thoughts on this?
No.
All right. Well, let's talk Switch Online. Because we actually have details that came out yesterday. I literally got done with articles, was waiting to post them to the site because it was doing that whole I would hit submit, but it wouldn't take it thing. So I just dumped them in a document until later, until it decided to work. I think they were doing maintenance at the time, which is why it wasn't being cooperative.
Probably.
But yeah, we got details. It'll be $20 a year for a month, 8 for 3 months. And the service will be free until 2018 now. You'll be able to participate in online multiplayer gaming and use a dedicated smartphone app for online play sessions. Classics with added online play are reconfirmed, including Super Mario Bros. 3, Balloon Fight, and Dr. Mario. eShop discounts will be offered too.
Which, that's something interesting there. That's the first time we've had anything mentioned like that. Because it was only mentioned about online stuff and the NES or SNES game. Nothing about discounts. So, Granted, I'm almost positive like the first few months are going to be like the early games that everyone that owns a Switch probably already has. So I'm not expecting anything major right out the gate.
Yeah. Like, honestly, what the service needs to become is the Netflix of classic video games. That's just what it needs to be. Like, just crack open the gates. Don't bother reselling these games unless you will really want to. Like, just let people go, hey, I want to drop $20 a month and I get to play whatever the fuck I want.
You know what they could do?
Literally whatever I want.
You know what they could do? Okay. It takes virtually nothing in terms of storage for these older games now.
Mm-hmm.
Open up the entire library for the base rate, but have something set up to where people that aren't subscribed to the online could still buy like either plays or actually buy the full game.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe allow them to buy the full game, but it wouldn't have online play, or buy the online plays.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
know
that.
that gets into the whole microtransaction nonsense that people all boo and hiss about, but it would actually be a smart way.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that concept definitely could work if it just went, okay, if you don't want online play, but you still want to play several of these classic titles, you can just buy them outright for like $1, $2, $3. But if you want everything in the library, just pay $20 a year. Which, bear in mind, $20 is the cheapest online service of the three now.
Yep.
PlayStation Plus is what, 60 a year now,
I
as I'm
believe
seeing
both
in the
them
comments.
and Xbox Live are both 60, unless Microsoft went up on theirs.
I think they went up to 60. I think they were 40.
No, they've been 60.
Oh. Let me see what PlayStation Plus price is at the moment. It is $60 for 12 months. Apparently they've been that way for almost a year now.
Hmm.
They upped the price in August of last year.
Well then, I thought they were cheaper than Xbox Live for the longest there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was more when they changed the structure to where you couldn't do online play without the PlayStation Plus is when it wound up going up.
Yeah, that's when they did up the price. I'm seeing Xbox Live Gold prices, and of course they don't list it on the website. They list everything but the price.
I'm wanting to say it's still 60, but I can't swear to that.
Yeah, I'm seeing an article that says 40, but that's questionable if it was a promotion at the time. Because I'm still seeing the $60 price tag.
Because I know for years it was 60.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't see them dropping the price.
Yeah, it's 60. Polygon's got
Okay.
an article talking about the price. And for those wondering, for the online play for PlayStation Plus, Plus is required for online play, but not for any free-to-play games. Only for the games you buy that you have that require online play. So if it's a free-to-play game, you can play as you want without getting PlayStation Plus, which means
That's one up on Xbox Live.
I can play DC Universe Online for free. That's the only thing I can think of on there. That should be on there because 15 you have to pay for, so you would need Plus for it. Uh, you do
Uh,
have to have an active subscription for any games that are given away with the service, no matter which service we're talking about here. So that is not like a cross against anyone in this column because everyone is that way,
yeah.
mind you. Exclusive discounts, yes. Voice chat, uh,
Have you
Switch is the.
seen the Switch's confusing third-party headset that's going to come out with Splatoon 2?
I saw a picture of that, and oh my
I
god,
forgot I forgot about that, or that would have so been my quick draw.
I saw a picture of that, and I was like, I don't need to see any more. This already looks dumb.
For
This
those
already looks dumb.
for those that may not know, the headset connects into a splitter that then connects to the smartphone and the Switch.
Yeah. It's essentially like my headset if the cord from the little box that I can mute myself with was a whole lot shorter to the like the splitter box to the two cables that go into my laptop. It is all right. This is dumb. There should be like chat natively on the Switch. To be honest,
I
no word on cloud saves. No stream gameplay apparently. There's a smartphone app for all three, and again, the lobbies are through the app too. No, 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 no,
lobby
no, no.
and voice chats. The lobby themselves is still going to be on the Switch, but
Okay,
the
good.
chats are all going to be.
Okay, the chat lobbies are on the
They
app.
they should have worded that better. They
Yeah.
should have said something along the lines of like game and friend chat or something like that.
Yeah. I'll admit, Nintendo is going aggressive here by going, yeah, $20 for your online service. That is pretty cheap per year, mind you. Like compared to everyone else, like, yeah, it would drop $20 to pay for Switch to play it online. And it's free till 2018, so I can really try out the service until then.
And actually see if it's going to be stable or it's going to break apart at the seams.
Yeah. Like,
Which I said that, yes, but so far I've not seen a reason to doubt them.
mm-hmm.
Because all the issues that I've seen haven't been anything new. It's just been a case of we're still in that stress test part. And once they figure out what's going on and what they need to do to fix it, it should be better.
Mm-hmm.
But I've not seen anything game breaking on my side, anyhow.
Yeah, it's definitely priced competitively, so it should be able to compete better against Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus. But my main question is all of those free retro games, just how much are they going to give us? Because I would hope it's a good bit.
And
Like
I'm
all
more curious, are we only getting one a month? Are we getting 3 a month? What are we getting?
Yeah, I say scrap this whole idea of giving away 3 games a month. Just go, look, we are cracking open the catalog. Have at what you will. Whatever you can fit on the Switch, on your Switch, you can have while you have a subscription. Your only limitation is your hard drive space.
Hard drive space and wallet.
Yep. Like if you pay $20 a year, you get whatever you want. Like maybe you can like only go up to like maybe the N64 era, or maybe one down from there to like Super Nintendo.
I think if they do that, they should only do SNES and NES games.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if it's part of it, maybe GBA games.
Yeah,
But
definitely portables.
even with that, I still wouldn't go up to GBA level
Mm-hmm.
because you look as long as well, no, they could go up to GBA, really.
Mm-hmm.
Because really, as long as they didn't do DS and higher, you could technically benefit from having it.
Yeah, I'd say go up to those, and then N64 and maybe GameCube, along with all your DS titles. Those can be like a few bucks extra premium purchases to get those. Like these highly sought after titles, we will either sell to you as a remaster, or you can pay a couple extra bucks to get them and download them now. Like Melee could be either us remastering it and putting it out as a brand new version,
I
or
think that's what'll happen.
yeah.
I still feel like that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm feeling like Nintendo's going to say something about either Smash 4 or Melee for the Switch in some capacity.
Well, we were supposedly had leaked screenshots of Smash 4 on the Switch, but considering Omni was not buying them at all, I'm not buying them.
I'm not buying them because everyone's wanting it so bad that it wouldn't surprise me someone hasn't tried to upscale an image.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, that could very likely be a possibility because what better than to put the current biggest Smash game on the Switch right now?
Yeah.
And it would kind of fall in with the, okay, we got the announcement of the final amiibos for Smash. This would kind of be a good time to go ahead and say, oh yeah, we're bringing it to the Switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and maybe go, we're adding a couple extra characters, and they're going to get amiibo in 3 years.
When we release the next Smash game.
Fuck you for taking this long, by the way. Still no Amazon pre-orders, by the way, so I still can't get my female Corrin amiibo.
But I mean, I don't buy it. Like, I don't buy that image as a leak of the Switch version by no means. But I still kind of find it weird that, okay, the last of the amiibos were just on complete silence for the longest. Even though we knew that they were practically done.
Yeah.
And then we just get them out of the blue, and it's like, wait a minute. Wait just a minute here. Something else is going on. Because it can't just be Cloud being the reason why it took so long.
Yeah, no. No. There's no way in hell.
I'm almost feeling we're either going to get a Smash 4 or we are going to get a Melee remaster. And if we get a Melee remaster, I have a funny feeling it's going to be compatible with the Smash 4 amiibos.
At least the ones that are on the roster.
Maybe even the ones that aren't.
You get some trophies for them.
Or maybe amiibo only fighters. Because you think about it, if it's a remaster, they could technically do that.
That would be very odd. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna back import all the new characters into Melee. It's like, wait, what?
Like I said, if it's a remaster, they technically could.
That might be going too far.
Because at that point, they would be taking Melee and essentially bringing it up to Smash 4 specs, meaning they would already have all the work cut out for it. It would just be a case of put the data there.
Yeah, that is borderline remake territory, and I don't know if that's what people want. It's like, I don't know if I want Villager in my Melee. Or
That's
Pig.
why I say amiibo only. That way, if you don't have the amiibo or don't want to use the amiibo, you don't have to. It'll still be the base game. I could see something like that. I don't see them going like, okay, we're going to remake it completely from the ground up.
Mm-hmm. Well, anything else?
Nope.
All right, then it's time to put our cards on the table because it is, ladies and gentlemen, the most wonderful time of the year again. Time for multi-million-dollar companies to fight for our wallets. Time for a bunch of clueless suits to pretend they've always cared about us. Time for Ubisoft to do more cringy meme humor with that unfunny host. Time to pray to the gods above we get a KH3 release. Time for EA to pretend no one hates them. Time to see if our favorite underdog Nintendo can come out on top. Time for hour-long videos picking apart 2-minute trailers. Time for pre-rendered trailers. Time for doctored screenshots. Time for sweet, succulent pre-order bonuses. Time to see if Sony is giving up on VR already. It is time, once again, for E3. Just gonna throw a shout out to Lenny the Reviewer on Tumblr for posting that on Tumblr and then for Deshin to reblog that. So go follow Lenny the Reviewer. I stole that intro from him.
And honestly, this year I think Microsoft might be the underdog.
Oh God, yes. If they're immediately going, yeah, we're not bringing Halo, I'm like, if you're not bringing Halo, what the fuck is your big gun this year?
Their big gun this year is this little box called the Scorpio that they may possibly decide to scrap. Because, yeah, I'm wondering how much Microsoft's looking at what Nintendo's doing and is like, oh, well, crap. They went the way we didn't think they'd go.
Yep. We went portable and people love it. It's almost like graphics aren't everything.
You know what's funny though? Everyone complains that the Switch ain't up to par with specs like the other two consoles. It doesn't need to be.
It's almost like it really matters what I can play on the damn box and not how good said things look on the box.
Yep.
Because let's see, like, what can I play on Xbox One that I can't get on my PC at the moment due to their whole system? For me,
Halo 5.
Well, I don't give a shit about Halo 5.
Halo 4. Oh wait, that was before. Never mind.
Halo 4. It's on 360, remember?
The only thing I can possibly think that Microsoft has that they can bring to the table is the one thing that they've also said they're not bringing to the table. Period. And that would be a Halo 3 anniversary.
If they're bluffing us on that, I give them credit for bluffing so hard.
You know why I don't think they're going to do it? Because Microsoft is doing that whole cross-play.
Mm-hmm.
Because what would then happen? We would have Halo 3 on the PC. The one thing that I swear they do not want to do.
Yeah.
Why they don't want to do it's beyond me.
Well, before we go too deeper, I guess we'll go press conference by press conference and talk about what each is going to bring to the show. And since we're talking about Microsoft, theirs is Sunday, June 11th at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. Correct? I'm doing time zones correctly, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, it's too early for a new Gears of War, and the new Gears of War didn't go over that well. And like, besides the Scorpio, I have no idea what the fuck they're putting on the box. I don't know. I don't know what they're putting on the box.
I think we're gonna have a Scorpio heavy show.
Mm-hmm.
Like we might see something for a Call of Duty in there because they have done it before.
Yeah. Especially
It's
since
possible, even though they said they're not gonna have anything Halo, they might have some kind of little short teaser.
they have something Halo, but it's not Halo 6 and it's not Halo 3 Anniversary. So whatever Halo thing that is not those two things, that is at the show.
I think I'm almost wondering if someone didn't misphrase. Because I'm almost wondering if we're not going to have like another Halo 6 teaser or something. It might not actually be gameplay, but just something to kind of be like, oh yeah, don't forget about this. And it's going to run better on the Scorpio.
Wasn't Halo 5 first announced with a teaser like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the chief in the tattered cloak holding Cortana's chip and encountering a guardian, which none of that has anything to do with what we actually got in 5, so I would supremely question the legitimacy of any teaser from Halo game like that ever again.
Yeah. But I mean,
Like,
and I could kind of see something like that.
mm-hmm. But yeah, 343 will be at the show with something Halo. God knows what it will be at this point, but it will not be the biggest thing at Microsoft's press conference. I can almost guarantee that.
The only way that I think it would is if it wound up being that online Halo game that was only in like that remote location. Like that's the only thing I could think of Halo related that they could possibly throw out there and maybe get somewhere with.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that mainly because it was confirmed that that was running the Halo 3 engine, so people would eat that up just for the fact of getting their hands on the engine.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about Halo Online besides it was running on the Halo 3 engine. It had Halo Reach armor in there, and I think it was Halo Reach gameplay, I believe. But it had
It
Halo
was
3 maps. It was
yeah,
this weird mix of the two games that I don't understand.
and it had microtransactions.
Yes. But it was a free to play game, I believe, so that was to be expected.
Like the only thing that would be good to come out if they did announce that would be the fact that the modding community would just totally eat that up and we would wind up having Halo 3 PC unofficial. Simply because they won't do it.
Yep. Well, I guess taking a step back to go a day back, since we skipped over them, EA, Saturday, June 10th at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern.
FIFA.
FIFA, possibly a new Need for Speed, I believe. Not a new Burnout, because the guys doing Burnout are doing essentially Burnout 3 Crash Mode as its own game, as I have found out in the last couple weeks. So probably not a new Burnout. Battlefront 2 will most likely be a huge part of the press conference because they're going to push the fuck out of that.
FIFA.
And I don't. FIFA, Madden, the usual repertoire of the sports titles under EA's banner. Maybe a mention of Knights of the Old Republic, since they always throw a bone to Knights of the Old Republic. I don't know. I'm curious if we're going to get any of those Star Wars games that got mentioned last year. Because it's like, oh, we have all these Star Wars games we're working on, but you don't get to see any of them. The only games we got to see were Battlefront and Old Republic, and that's because Battlefront was coming out coming out at the E3 time of E3 last year, and Old Republic's been out for like 4 years now. So I have to assume that one of those like 4 or 5 Star Wars games that they mentioned in that sizzle reel are gonna be at the show, and maybe one of them will be good. Granted, I didn't care for Battlefront, the new Battlefront. Battlefront 2, I honestly got no faith in. Maybe something for DLC for Mass Effect Andromeda? Maybe.
Oh, there'll be DLC for Andromeda. It won't fix the problems, but there'll be DLC.
Yeah.
And I love it whenever someone tries to defend that. Because it's like, yeah. People don't give EA anything for Andromeda because of the fact of, they kind of have had 3 games beforehand and should know what they're doing.
Yeah. I do wonder, since Andromeda is out, if we are not going to be getting the hints of a new Dragon Age or something else from BioWare. That maybe BioWare is going to be showing off something new. That is definitely a question I have.
Maybe, but has it been long enough since the last one, though?
It's been a good bit. Inquisition's been at least 2-3 years old, I believe.
It really has been that long then?
2014.
Then yeah, we'll probably get something for it then.
Yeah, I wouldn't also wonder if they're going to do something like they do a new, possibly. Or maybe resurrect an old IP for people who are like, we want Jade Empire! Even though some people are like, Jade Empire wasn't that good in retrospect. And I'm like, I haven't played Jade Empire. I know we're not getting a new Knights of the Republic because that would undercut the entire concept of the Old Republic. Like, the Old Republic is supposed to be mandated from day one they developed it, Knights of the Republic 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Like, it's supposed to be all of their ideas for Knights of the Old Republic going forward. That's what the Old Republic was. I don't know if that mandate will hold true now, but I can almost guarantee there will probably not be a new Knights of the Republic going forward. Possibly. Especially since EA has the license, so... Or, no, nobody with the license, BioWare could do it. So maybe? Who knows? Anything else for EA?
No.
All right, moving on. Bethesda, June 11th at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. midnight, June 12th. Oh boy. Oh god, Bethesda, you're gonna. They had the really best press conference their first time around. Not the best the second time around.
But they kind of, to be fair, blew their load the first one.
Yeah, they kind of just went, yeah, we're here to play, and we're gonna just fucking go. Yeah, we're not at Fallout 4 now, and it is coming out in the fall this year, straight up. Just no backing down.
Like at this point, I could see maybe some kind of a teaser for the next Fallout.
The next Fallout or the next Elder Scrolls, depending on which of the 2 franchises they want to focus on at the moment. It has been far beyond long enough for Skyrim,
yeah,
for us to have that conversation about Elder Scrolls 6.
But they're still kind of Well, for one, Skyrim's kind of still something.
Yeah.
For two, actually, we might get something new for Skyrim in terms of Switch.
Yeah.
Because come to think about it, we haven't had any information about that, and it kind of got swept under the rug.
Yeah, Skyrim Social Edition coming out on the Switch, that would probably be a go.
I was
Maybe.
gonna say possibly not 6 because aren't they focusing more on online? But at the same time, I'm like, well, yeah, Skyrim for Switch.
I was about to say, I think Elder Scrolls Online is a completely different branch of the company, if not a completely different studio outside of the normal Elder Scrolls company or Elder Scrolls people. So it's not like resources are tied up there. Plus, like a new Elder Scrolls game would give a huge boost to ESO, I would think. Like
Possibly.
just going, the 6 Elder Scrolls games coming out. By the way, we're going to do tie-in stuff for online. I think that would give a huge boost to online, especially since, it's free to play now?
I believe it is.
It's either free to play or pay to play. So yeah, I'm hopeful. Maybe the new Doom, because we're long enough out that maybe a new Doom will come out.
At the least, maybe a teaser for it.
Yeah, because the new Doom ended on a cliffhanger, kind of. So that or DLC for it, or proper story DLC for it, would probably be in the question.
I don't know if they'd go that way.
Yeah.
I mean, with the way Doom had multiplayer set up, if we had DLC, I would have to think it'd focus more that end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that typically because companies love doing season passes if it's got story-based DLC.
Oh God, yes. Can I just say I am very confused by people complaining about uh Echo's DLC, and I'm like, fucking Awakening and Fates have just as much DLC. The only difference is there's not a season pass to get it all at a discount. Like, they literally have as much DLC, and probably you have to spend almost the same amount of money to get all the DLC for those games. And yet no one's complained about it because it didn't have a season pass to give you a discount on all of it. So I don't know what the fuck people are complaining about. Y'all are fucking blind if you ask me. Just gonna be honest.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, that plus I'm also on the side of thinking that Doom would probably be better having a sequel than just DLC.
Yeah, I would say you would just do a sequel. Don't worry about trying to do DLC for Doom. Just do a Doom 2 and everyone can be excited for really good first-person shooter fast gameplay again. That isn't stop and pop cover shooters.
Yeah, fast-paced shooter that tries to kill computers.
Yeah.
Because you have to have a good computer to try to run Doom. Like, there's no way around that.
All right. Next up, we got the PC Gaming Show Monday, June 12th at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. We have never gotten anything out of the PC Gaming Show, so I honestly don't care.
You know what we'll get? Nothing of importance.
Literally nothing.
Moving on.
We've never gotten anything out of PC Gaming. Why anyone was excited for them again?
Yeah, it's one of those, we said earlier about we'll probably be covering 2, then 3, then 3. Yeah, it'll probably be more like 2, 2, and 3.
Yeah, there'll probably be literally nothing. I know there'll probably be something in there that Total Biscuit will absolutely be excited for. But since I am not him and not like hardcore PC gamer, there's not anything for me in that conversation.
The only thing that might, but I doubt it'll go that way, is Destiny 2.
Maybe,
I
but I
feel
feel
like
like that'd
that's
be
going to
at
go to
Sony.
Sony.
Yeah, that's gonna be at Sony's press conference because they have exclusive DLC, so they have a deal with Bungie on this.
Well,
Plus,
and
Destiny's
once Bungie got rid of Halo, they kind of got all buddy buddy with Sony. So
I'd
I,
say that's probably because of Activision, but
I feel like it's gonna be Sony, not PC gaming, but you never know.
yeah. Plus, I feel like since Destiny already showed its hand, or Destiny 2's already shown its hand pretty much, I don't think we're gonna get anything new at E3 this year. We'll probably get more of what we got at the reveal, but I don't think we're gonna get anything really new. Like, I'll be
Unless
surprised if we get raids.
unless they announce how many expansions they're planning on doing.
That's possible.
Because at the current state, I don't think that the PS4 and Xbox One are technically going to be obsolete anytime soon in terms for Destiny 2 to have anything to worry. So
I
it's
wouldn't think.
possible that Destiny 2 winds up having a lot longer lifespan than Destiny did.
Yeah. I mean, raids could show up possibly. They might start talking about raids, but that feels like a later this year conversation, not 2 weeks from now conversation. Like, I feel like we'll just get more of the same. It's too soon since their reveal show for them for it to be anything really spectacularly new.
The
But I
only
might be
thing would
wrong.
be if they split up like the beta test for it.
Yeah, I could see like a beta announcement.
But I mean, like if they split the open beta up for PC as opposed to consoles,
Mm-hmm.
that might be the only way it might wind up in the PC gaming show, but still, I doubt it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ubisoft, Monday, June 12th at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Or 4 p.m. Eastern. I about said Central. Eastern.
Well, we know one thing.
Mario and Rabbids RPG nonsense. The new Far Cry will be there. The South Park RPG will be there. The new Assassin's Creed will be there. The Crew 2 will be there. I think we have everything for Ubisoft's lineup this year already.
Probably.
I don't think they're doing anything to end the show with that's a new IP. They're not ending the show with a new IP this year, I think they've said. So they might end the show with something established, like probably the new Assassin's Creed.
Unless maybe another Tom Clancy game.
Maybe like a Return of Splinter Cell would probably be nice. End War would be super fucking surprising. But I would be biased as fuck and say, yep, this press conference wins like E3 already because, yeah, I'd be biased as fuck for an End War. Like a proper End War. Since I realized that I apparently played the PS3 version of End War as well as the 360 version because I have save data for it. I don't know when I did. Because I still have my 360 copy, but I don't have a PS3 copy of End War.
Huh.
So I don't know when that happened. But yeah, I wouldn't say a Rainbow Six because Siege has a community and is thriving, so I don't think we're gonna need a new Rainbow Six anytime soon.
And is not complete garbage.
Yeah. That's the most important thing here. It's a good game. For Honor might be there. They might do some DLC stuff for it. But that is falling off pretty big for a lot of people, so I don't know. I honestly can't think of anything else.
I can't either. I think
I
that's
don't.
gonna about take care of them, actually.
Yeah, I think Ubisoft's probably going to be the least surprising of everyone in this conversation. Sony, June 12th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Like, we're going to be streaming like an hour after that show starts. Like, Sony's probably the only thing I won't be doing live reactions to. I'll probably be doing a post-live reactions to. Most likely.
Well, with that, we do know one. Destiny 2.
Yeah. Data War will be there, although I have a new nickname for it because they are putting up a mural on a side of a building for it in Los Angeles.
Oh boy.
But when they were painting the picture, they didn't put the R. So it was the God of War. And I'm just like, for the love of God, somebody do some Waluigi nonsense with this. This has got to be Proton John rubbing off on me. But when I saw that, I'm like, oh my God, it says God of War. War. Whoever took that picture, I love you because yes, you give me a new name to call the new God of War.
And you know what's funnier? You could actually combine the two, and then you've got Dad of Wah.
Oh my God. I don't want to think about Waluigi having a fucking kid. Granted, that brings to the conversation of, okay, we have Wario and Waluigi. Where's Wapeach and Wadaisy? Or Wazy and Weech? Or Watch? I don't know. I don't know how you do that.
I don't know how you would do that.
I know we were supposed to have that at one point, but they didn't do it. But yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think what would be at Sony. 15 might be there in terms of DLC content. They're really pushing 15's DLC. I would think Square will have something there. I don't think it's going to be KH3. If it's KH3, I'm going to be biased as fuck. But I don't think it's going to be that.
It depends. Because, I mean, if KH3 comes out before next E3, they might try to go ahead.
I'm hopeful.
I mean, I know that's a super short window there, but maybe.
Yeah.
It'll either be that or they'll build more hype for the Final Fantasy VII Remake, I have a feeling.
Yeah. The Crash Bandicoot collection will most likely be there. We'll probably see a crap ton of third-party stuff from Sony, most likely. Same with Microsoft, I feel like. Both of those are going to have a shit ton of third-party.
Same with Nintendo. You know that as well as I do. As hard as they're pushing for third party, yeah. This will be the year of third party.
Mm-hmm. Which is good, because, you know, this will really, like, have a lot of good games, like, good variety of games. Hopefully, coming out of this year. I don't know what else would be there, to be honest. Because I don't think a lot of the Sony exclusive stuff is there. Like, a lot of the Sony exclusive stuff's out now, I feel like. So I feel like we're not getting a lot of those.
I mean,
at least a lot of the big ones.
There's always room for them to throw some kind of a surprise out there, but short of being a new IP, I don't know what.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't think a new Ratchet and Clank's coming.
No.
I wouldn't think. Uncharted has DLC coming for 4, not a brand new game. Last of Us will most likely be there. Last of Us 2 will actually be there, most likely. Now that I think about it. So that's a thing. I don't think Sucker Punch will do anything because they haven't really done anything big for E3 ever. Nothing from Rockstar because Rockstar doesn't do E3 ever. So I wouldn't expect anything from Rockstar. And it seems like they just keep pushing out DLC for Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't think we're getting anything out of Rockstar new for a while. Excuse me. I have to look at my shelf to help me out here. Like, Persona is never really had a big mainstay at E3. Little Big Planet hasn't been a big thing. That's all I can think of based off my shelf. So yeah, Sony. I think it'll be good, but I don't think we're gonna have too many big surprises. We're just gonna have like hope being given to certain groups of people, and I think that's gonna be it. You got anything else?
No.
I'm gonna skip this developer digital since we don't have a time and date for it, so I don't think it's an actual thing. Let me check Twitch's. Try to find Twitch's alerts for all the press conferences, because I will go off definitively that list, and that's not it. Pre-show. When would this? It doesn't say when for digital. There.
It's the way it's set up, it would probably be late Monday.
Nope. There's an Intel press conference that Twitch is streaming. That's it. To give Twitch's schedule, we have EA Play Monday or June 10th, which is the EA press conference. June 11th, we have Xbox Preview Live, the press conference, reactions, and then exclusive reels going forward until Bethesda and then their pre-show. June 12th is an Intel press conference, PC gaming show, Ubisoft's press conference, reactions from Ubisoft, the PlayStation press conference, PlayStation reactions. 13th, the Nintendo Spotlight, which is their press conference, show intro, then stay show featuring EA, Nintendo, Bandai Namco, Square Enix, Ubisoft, and more. And then 14th and 15th are both show days.
So no.
14th has Double Fine, Bethesda, Sony, Asper Media, name drop. The 15th has Deep Silver, Nintendo, Xbox, Annapurna Interactive, Amazon Games, and more name dropped. So I guess Double Fine will be showing off something this year. I'm not sure what. I don't know who Asper is. I am looking them up right now. They're a report team. So nothing spectacular coming out of them that we
haven't already seen something for.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
Annapurna. That's a motion picture company. I'm looking for their game division. So that's a no. Oh, they did What Remains of Edith Finch. So I guess something more from them after Edith Finch. Amazon Games is here as well, which seems surprising. Deep Silver. What did Deep Silver do?
I feel like I should know.
They had a part in Persona 5, but that doesn't help. Mighty Number 9 list.
Well, that answered my question.
Yep. I was about to say, Persona 5 is not their game. That's Atlas. They might have did stuff for Persona 5. They might have did stuff for Mighty Number 9. Because they have a wide variety of games. So. Bandai Namco is probably not surprising.
Well, okay. That one we're pretty sure on why they're there.
You'd have to remind me.
Yeah. Wait. No. No, I'm thinking of a different one, I bet.
Let me look at their list of games, because I'm not sure on them. Ace Combat, Code Vein, New Power Rangers, Tekken. They're most likely there for Tekken.
Yeah. I know it was one of them, I just couldn't think of what.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll probably be Tekken. It is what they're there for, unless they announce something, which I doubt they will. 505 Games is there, which 505 did.
We've looked them up before.
I know, but I don't remember them.
I can't either.
Bloodstained. They're part of Bloodstained. Bloodstained, Rocket League, Overkill's The Walking Dead. So they're probably there for a few different games, most likely. And I don't know who Nikals is. Or Nikalis, however you pronounce that name. Come on, Wikipedia. Help me out here. Published VVVVV. They developed Cave Story, so maybe an indie title there. Probably mobile. But yeah, this developer digital does not exist according to Twitch's list, so we're gonna skip over that. All right. So Nintendo, Tuesday, June 13th, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern.
Well, we know ARMS, Splatoon 2, Super Mario Odyssey.
Yep. I would say a massive focus on the Switch with a little bit of 3DS in there. I wouldn't be surprised if it's all Switch.
I was gonna say, I have a funny feeling it's gonna be all Switch.
Mm-hmm. My question is, well, one of my questions is, if we're getting Amiibo, which I assume, what new Amiibo are we getting? Because ARMS might happen. I don't know. I don't know how hard they're going to push that.
Playing the Global Test Punch, they kind of did something different with it.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of how Splatoon Global Test Fire is kind of set up to where it's specifically only the online, it kind of gives you the main menu, ARMS does, and it doesn't look like there's really a way to utilize Amiibo, which is odd. So that's making me almost wonder if maybe they're not gonna do amiibo for ARMS.
Yeah. Uh, let's see. If we do get a Smash port that with new characters, I would assume we are getting amiibo. But that depends on a Smash port. Like, unless it's for a new game coming out, there's nothing that should be getting amiibo, I feel like.
I think we'll. Well, no, because it'll be way too early. I was gonna say I think they might announce some Odyssey amiibo, but no, they'll focus on gameplay before they do amiibo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, unless there's more Splatoon 2 amiibo that they're gonna do, I don't really think amiibos are gonna be a big thing this time around.
Which would be a shame.
Like, because like I said, the Arms Global Test Punch does not really show a way in what appears to be the actual game's main menu to utilize amiibo. I mean, don't get me wrong, they might have a way to do it because there is some kind of like tournament mode
Mm-hmm.
where you can battle the computer, so maybe you could do that for like 2-on-2s.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I don't really see a point in having amiibo besides just having them kind of deal.
They're gonna have them unlock like exclusive like palette swaps or gear variations, maybe.
Yeah, but the way the gear looks, it looks like it's all set up to be unlocked based off of doing the offline play
True.
or doing the online play to earn the in-game currency to buy it kind of deal. So it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I just don't really see it, but maybe it is there.
Well, going back to ports, we could be seeing Pokemon Stars. Maybe.
I'm not going to hold my breath, but if they do, that would be good.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to know if they do it, if there's a way that you can freely transfer them without them being locked on either your sun or moon copy or stars.
Honestly, it would probably just be the Pokemon Bank.
Well, I do know in terms of generations before, it goes up to sun or moon and you can't trade them back.
Can you not trade back from Sun and Moon back to X and Y?
I don't know in terms of X and Y, but I know farther back, no, kind of deal.
Well, I figured no, because you have to use the Pokemon transport to go up from there.
Right.
But I think you can trade between X and Y and Sun and Moon. And Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
That would be something you would have to be able to try.
Let me check. Someone's asking this exact question.
Well then, that's convenient. But I mean, yeah, that would be something, having stars, but I'm not holding my breath on that one. It would really be good if we got announcement of media apps and virtual console,
Yeah.
because that's kind of two things that it needs.
I was about to say, where's my 3DS?
You just gonna try it?
Yeah, we're gonna do this live. Fuck it, let's go.
Only we had a capture card for your 3DS.
It actually it would work since it's an old 3DS. I was gonna use one of my dump Pokemon to try. Oop, wrong door. Technically wrong cabinet. Let's see. There it is. Gonna pull out my copy of X. Good thing is I can just go into the bank immediately. I don't have to boot up Sun and Moon and take forever to boot it up.
Yeah, that is good.
So one of my folks, while we test out this idea, I have like 2 3DS games laying on boxes at the moment. I would assume if this doesn't work, that at least since it's Gen 7 all around, you would be able to transfer all the way in between. The only reason this wouldn't work is that it's going up a generation.
Right.
If this doesn't work.
I mean, I obviously know Pokemon that are exclusive to Sun and Moon are only going to be able to be transferred within the same generation or higher.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's one of those. I would kind of hope they would have a way to where you could freely transfer back and forth with no problems.
Well, our brave Stantler here is going to be our test dummy for the
Hello? What did you break? He broke something. You broke
I,
something.
I was about to say my mic keeps going on, and I'm not sure why. I was about to say, do you have anything else for Nintendo that I may or may not heard?
The last that was heard was you attempting to see if that worked.
Oh, it doesn't work.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, my Brave Stantler cannot go back to X and Y.
That sucks.
But I would assume with Stars, it could go back and forth. And I was saying that, the Switch is a portable console, right? And Pokemon is synonymous with portable Nintendo hardware.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel wrong if the Switch is supposed to be this portable console? Shouldn't there be a major Pokemon title on it to some extent?
But it's a portable home console.
I know, but it's still a portable Nintendo product.
No, it's a home
Pokemon-
console. It just happens to be portable.
Yeah, but
Nintendo doesn't understand that that means it's a handheld console.
Yeah, but I would think we're gonna get a Pokemon something at least on the Switch.
I would hope. I mean, that would be good. And could you imagine actually being able to have Pokemon in true HD?
Oh my god, it's been so long. It's been okay, it hasn't been as long as Fire Emblem on a console. But it's felt like that long. Since like the last proper Pokemon title was Colosseum, really? Was the closest we ever got? Was the last thing that we got close to a proper Pokemon title?
And even with that, it still wasn't in HD.
Yeah, that was back on the GameCube. Like, the only thing we've gotten since then was... Fuck, what is the name of it? It's on the Wii. And it's Diamond and Pearl Generation. Was it Battle Revolution, I think is what it was called?
I don't remember right offhand, actually.
But yeah, it was a Stadium-esque game, but it didn't have anything more to it. But yeah, Coliseum and Gale of Darkness was the last one, not Coliseum. Coliseum's the first one. Gale of Darkness is the second one, but they were both on GameCube anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, we still haven't had a proper Pokemon title on console, and I think the Switch is the perfect opportunity to do so. The absolute perfect opportunity to do so. Like, it's either now or never, I feel like. Because there will never be a better console to put Pokemon on than the Switch. Never. Just calling it now.
You're right. There wouldn't be. Because I have a funny feeling the Switch is a prime example of where Nintendo's going with consoles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I honestly don't think we're gonna get that many surprises from Nintendo. We know the Switch lineup for the rest of the year, and I don't think Nintendo doesn't really do anything for the year after at E3.
I'll tell you what will be the big thing. And it will honestly depend on if Nintendo's willing to open up more to other ideas, like they act like they're going to. And that's if we get third parties showing off their stuff.
I would hope so, because that's what they need for the Switch to be successful.
Well, the reason I say that is because Nintendo's got this bad habit of, yes, we're supporting third parties, No, we're not letting them have a spotlight in our moment. And that's usually what kind of shoots them in the foot for third parties.
Mm-hmm.
I would really enjoy it. You know, we were saying about how there's not really anything Nintendo has that amiibos would be useful for. There is a third party game that utilizes a single amiibo right now and
Mm-hmm.
has room in game for more amiibos. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So wouldn't it be neat if we got more Shovel Knight amiibos?
My wallet would cry because my wallet's already crying.
Like,
Between
no joke, I would love to have a Spectre Knight amiibo.
mm-hmm. Like if they go balls out to the entire Order of No Quarter, plus the Black Knight, plus Shield Knight, like fuck it, go for it. My wallet will cry, but it will get the fuck over it. Because the prospect of getting X8 figure arts, which are definitely a thing as long as X8 plays out as good as it's been so far. I think the only bad hiccup this past week was how they presented Brave's heel turn. Like,
Yeah.
there's a better way of doing it, and it's super simple considering what was said in that exact same episode. You know how Masamune pretty much went and deleted Salty?
Yep.
Poppy's one of the bugsters in Chronicle. With like 3 buttons, he could delete Poppy whenever the fuck he wants. Like they don't put that out there, but if you watch Asna's like face and her body that entire conversation, she comes to that realization, and I don't know if Emu does as well, but like she realizes, oh fuck, he can delete me too. Like it would have been so easy for him to go, well, I can delete Poppy whenever the fuck I want, and if you try to defeat me, she'll get deleted anyway. And I have the Dragonite Hunter Z Proto Gas hat somewhere that you'll never find if you do take me down. So either work for me or say bye-bye to Poppy. Like that would have been a perfect way to do it. Of like, yeah, I'm going to rip away the like the people you've come like your girlfriend and the person you've come to care about if you don't work for me. Like just set that up a little bit better and it would have been fine.
The only thing though is I wonder if when Poppy got reprogrammed, if that kind of broke her from the game. Because we know it broke the brainwashing part of it, but that kind of makes me wonder.
I doubt it. Granted, I don't know if the writers remember that she's a part of Chronicle technically. So I guess
Well,
that depends on the writers at the moment.
the reason I say that is because technically the writers are also part of Chronicle.
Mm.
Because their gas sets also are part of it.
Yeah.
So, in theory, he could delete their gas sets too.
Yeah.
Meaning that he wouldn't have to worry about anyone trying to stop him.
Yeah. I was just meaning like since Poppy was like directly a part of the creation of Chronicle, and like she is one of the bugsters involved in it, like he could delete her just as easily as he deleted Salty. And I feel like that was their implication in the scene where Emu and Asuna found out about this, Because I feel like Asuna has that look of, holy fuck, he can delete me too. Just that silent realization of, shit, I'm screwed too. I'm really screwed.
I mean, I see what you're saying. Don't get me wrong there.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of wonder because sometimes, you know as well as I do, the writers have been playing fast and loose with stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thankfully, we're only like a couple weeks away from Muteki and hopefully dealing with Kronos more directly. Especially since apparently not only can Muteki give X8 his final form, but he can also give that to other writers to put into their second slot to get like a temporary Muteki power up. Essentially being like a gold color of their version because Gem's getting it in a couple weeks and he's getting like a gold repaint of his suit with the Muteki gas hat in the second slot. So I assume they're double downing or doing a double down on the star reference because for X8 it's a permanent upgrade, but for everyone else it's a temporary upgrade. Like it will only last so long and then it times out on them.
Huh.
Maybe. I don't know. It would be cool if it's like, this is a final form upgrade that everyone can use. That would be a super change from previous writers. Like, the only ones that's ever done that kind of idea is Ryuki. And that's only because they're, like, Ryuki and Knight's final forms are named the same, and they use different cards that are named the same in order to access it. Like, no one else has ever done something of this like this in Rider franchise, and it's a really cool idea. But anyway, anything on the showroom floor that we're probably not going to see at a press conference you're going to excited to see?
Not really right offhand. I mean, I'm one of those I kind of want to see it before the hype gets built.
Yeah. I honestly don't know what will be on the showroom floor. There'll probably be several stuff there. I'm like, that's cool, and never think about it ever again. That I do every year. But hopefully there's some cool stuff there. But yeah, E3 is shaping up to be a very good year, and I will be doing live reactions with writing colors of nonsense on the streams because I have an add-on for that. Oh god, oh my god. This is going to be so stupid and dumb, but you know what? No one else will do this. Only I'm going to be brave and stupid enough to do it. But don't worry, folks. I will not draw dicks all over everyone. I'll just draw one butt for a fart joke, and that's it. I was about to say, why is it not working now? Come on. I want to draw on fucking IGN. Oh. Because it's on Eraser at the moment. No wonder it's not working. Fortunately, there's like a little lag to it, but I can compensate for that. And oh god, I think I broke Firefox. Oh god, I'm gonna break so much stuff doing this. It's going to be a disaster. But at least my bingo cards might turn out well this year. But that'll take us to quick draws for the week. And mine goes to the thing that made the Kingdom Hearts Marathon beat. But, oh.
You're having fun skipping stuff today.
Yeah, apparently I am, because I'm skipping releases. You know, the fun part, because we love talking about the nonsensical names that get dropped in there. Why am I skipping releases? Jesus.
Why are you skipping?
I don't know. It's probably because it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Fair.
All right. Releases. The actual thing that should be next. We're going to kick things off on the 3rd as I redo the Firefox window because it got horribly resized and that nonsense so I can actually see chat. Starting on the 3rd, we have Secret Doctrine on the PC. And on the 5th, we have a whole bunch of other PC games. Across the Moment, Volume 1, Redneck Rampage Rides Again, Rescue Quest Gold, The Existence Abstract, The Hunt, and World of Thasm Spell Quest Early Access. On the 6th, we've got Dirt 4 for the Xbox One, Neighborhood for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Perception for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, The Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC, which I believe is wrong because I've seen someone I follow play the Morrowind expansion, I think. Unless it's an early release. I'm probably wrong on that. Tower of Light for Xbox One, Claudin Returns. This is Sengoku for PlayStation 4 and PC. Dark Rose Valkyrie for PlayStation 4. Super Beat Zonic for PlayStation 4. The Tower of Light for PlayStation 4. Wipeout Omega Collection for PlayStation 4. Farming Simulator 18 for Vita and 3DS. Yay! Also on PC, Battle Slots, Conarium, Hell Wardens Early Access, Damn it, I miss Neighborhood. Starfleet Armada Rogue Adventures, and Will, A Wonderful World. On the 7th for Xbox One, we got Refunked, Super Beat Zonic for Xbox One, and Zazen for Xbox One, and Lux Alliance, Mini Rollers, Monolith, and Story Early Access for PC. Let me take a drink real quick. On the 8th, we have Goner for Switch and Anime Workshop for 3DS. I assume this is a draw anime nonsense game. I assume. Is it? Well, none of that's helpful. And on PC, we got Amber's Magic Shop, Breaking Fast, Dragon Essence, Color My Wind, Galactic Missile Defense, Let This Daring Discoveries, Lines, Game Noah's, Scarlet Mysteries, Cursed Child, Virus, and Wonder Boy, The Dragon's Trap. On the 9th, we have Cult for Xbox One, Rogue Stormers for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Broken Age for PlayStation 4 and Vita, and Demo, The Last Reticle for Vita. And on PC, we've got Jason Agency, Dirt 4, Grey Skies, Dark Winters, Hotel 1995, Jump Stars, Lander 8009BR, Pixel Worlds, Subject A119, and The Vagrant Early Access. On the 12th on PC, we've got Super Dimension Neptunia versus Sega Hard Girls and The Last Frontier VR. I can't believe that is still a goddamn franchise. Fucking anime girls representing classic consoles in a stupid, dumb game series. I don't know if I want to play one of those games just to be like, all right, let's see how dumb and meta referencey this shit gets. I want to know, but I don't want to. On the 13th, we've got a movie game, Cars 3, Driven to Win for 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Switch, and Wii U. Yes, a Wii U release. One of our last Wii U releases, most likely. We've got Psychonauts in the Rhombus of Ruin for PlayStation 4. That's probably what Double Fine's going to be at E3 for, to be honest. And Mystic Melee for PC. On the 14th on PC, we've got Art of Gravity, Field Breaking Early Access, Symphonic Rain, and Zub 5. On the 15th, we've got Tour de France 2017 for Xbox One, Pixel Heroes Bite and Magic for PlayStation 4, and on PC, Castle of Shikigami, Gore Script, MotorGP 17, Pro Cycling Manager 2017, Rocket Wars, The King of Fighters 14? 14 Steam Edition, and Two Worlds 2 Call of the Timbre. And on the 16th, we've got the only major release here, to be honest, and that's ARMS on Switch and Hot Plates on PC. That's it. That's literally it. One major release there. Now that is fucking it. It is E3 time again. Oh boy. All right, now to get the quick draws, because I like to do things in a certain order. That's the correct order, but apparently I'm just not doing that today. I figured I'd just talk about redoing my room, which took all of Saturday. Well, moving everything out took the better part of the afternoon on Friday, and then doing all of the work Saturday. We repainted and put in the wood floor you see. That wood floor is the wood paneling that kind of locks together, if you know what I mean. You just slide it all together, hit it all together, and it just locks into place.
Yeah.
It's that wood flooring. The wall it's supposed to be kind of a light gray. It was drying kind of like a light blue because it was called dry ice, and it was kind of drying a light blue, but it's went mostly kind of a grayish white with maybe a hint of blue, depends on the lighting. And we ended up redoing the stuff, so I have my router figure shelf with my router and modem over next to my TV, and there you see the thing of me leaving ESPN on the background while I do anything, because that is a habit of mine. All I got, my consoles are set up. My nephew's Xbox One is set up off my TV stand because he comes and goes now. So I'm not giving his Xbox One a permanent place. Plus, it's fine if it's on the floor. It's on a wood floor now. It's not on some rug carpet anymore, or some shag carpet anymore. And now my video games are directly behind me on a shelf. That is literally a picture of me taking a picture of that from just turning around in my chair. I think I forgot to put up a picture of actually my desk and stuff. Did I forget to put up a picture of that?
Yes.
I thought I took a picture. I did! I completely forgot to take a picture of that. Hang on one second. I'm going to put up a picture of that.
Good one.
I was thinking there was a missing picture here. I'm just being very terrible with the correct draw today. Considering I accidentally deleted a picture. I go rip it off my phone. Come on. Load so I know which one to put on there. There it is. I was thinking it was probably just an older picture that I took. Come on, finish up. There you go. Now, if you refresh, there is the picture of my current desk setup where I was watching Ty Tuesday play earlier. And my can of trail mix that I have on my desk at the moment. And where I have all my amiibos at the moment.
I was actually watching the stream when you took that picture.
Yeah. I knew you were in the stream because Twitch now alerts you when your friends are also watching the same stream you are. But yeah, we're gonna replace those old shades that are right there, those old blinds that are right there with something better. Since the sun sets and shines light in right there, and it's at a really bad angle for anyone who's sitting behind me now. So probably replace that with something. That picture you see on the wall, that is actually my car being driven on Charlotte Motor Speedway when we went to the anniversary show. So that is it actually being driven on Charlotte Motor Speedway, which was really cool. I'm not the one driving, though. My dad is. I'm in the passenger seat, though, for the ride. And next to it is a little 164 cabinet full of random cars I have. That's actually a shot glass shelf that is turned sideways to fit that. You can get them cheap on sale at a Hobby Lobby if they're on sale.
Hmm.
But yeah, that is 2 days of work, and why the marathon was delayed, why I didn't stream Saturday, because putting in flooring takes a while. I didn't get up in time for the painting, but I did, or painting the room, but I did paint my door, and I did help put in the floor. And also, like, do, like, almost every single measurement for the floor so it could be right. I think we ended up with a little extra flooring by the end, but we are good. There's nothing else to really do in here besides an extra piece of cord around for the corner of the closet that is in this room that's behind me that you don't see pictured because there's junk and stuff in there essentially, and my dirty clothes because I'm using that to store my clothes at the moment. But yeah, I am happy with this. It's nicer. It's also a little bit more echoey because there is less stuff to absorb sound in here, which may or may not have contributed to the front door, which is on the other side of the wall that my TV is on, for being very loud that you got to hear last Thursday when people were coming in and out of it. Because that front door is pretty loud that I noticed. I don't know if it's a byproduct of us taking the carpet out of here that it's loud, or if that's just how it always has been, and I don't stream when people are walking out the front door to notice. So I don't know. I might need something in here to help absorb sound, but it's not as echoey bad as it probably could be if I'm streaming in Murfreesboro, since, you know, that's a brick fucking room I'm in with a hard tile floor. So there's super nothing to absorb sound in there. Oh, neat. Somebody did up E3 report cards for all of the press conferences.
Huh.
You can just put what I wanted, what I expected, hype, what I got, and a grade. That is neat. But yeah, a lot of work, but it was worth it. So I'm now it just gets to be the fun of cleaning out the living room so my nephew can have his game and stuff in there, and he can go bark and yell at his friends and argue with them out of my room to where I can really ignore him. Because my nephew is very much the stereotypical gamer that people think of. Oh God, he is so much. It is frustrating to listen to at times. Because I'm like, you and your friends are being terrible to each other. Please be better. Just be better, please. I know I'm going to be talking to a fucking brick wall, no matter who in this conversation I'm talking to. But God, do I get sick of listening to it after a while? Because they just go on and on and on and on and on. But that is my quick draw for the week. Tommy, what is yours?
Mine is what I talked about at the beginning of the show, and that's the ARMS Global Test Punch. The footage you're seeing here is actually on my YouTube channel. I recorded it, no audio for me, but the game audio's there. Basically, I kind of like the way that it's set up. I feel like the art style's a little too on par with like Splatoon's art style, but
Yeah.
it works. But for all intents and purposes, it kind of feels too much like Splatoon universe concept. And I wonder if that was intended or if that was an accident.
Oh, I'm sure it's intended.
Well, I mean, I understand probably utilizing the same kind of engine for it,
Mhm.
just to make it a little easier. But yeah, this feels too much like it. And in terms of gameplay, though, I don't like the motion controls personally, but they do work.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not gonna say they don't work. Now, the video I've got here, I actually was only using the controller controls,
Mhm.
so you won't really see a lot of that, but I was screwing up more with the motion controls. Honestly, I almost feel like with this game, if you're gonna get serious about playing it like competitively or anything like that, you want to do the motion controls.
Yeah. Was hearing that it gives you a lot more control
Yeah,
of your punches than standard controls do.
yeah, it does.
Although, from Ty Tuesday's stream, it seemed like the lobby system could use some work.
I didn't really have any problems with it. The I kind of figured out how they queue the matches
Mhm.
in terms of all that. So it works because it gives you time to practice and experiment with different combinations.
Mhm.
And that's something I feel like would be more beneficial with the full game.
Mhm.
But for the most part, they try to set it up to where everyone's in matches at the same time. And I mean, granted, that don't always work,
Yeah.
but it does have fail safes for stuff like that. And if it sees like the match is going to be more than just a few seconds away, then it'll go ahead and try to queue up whoever's there into another match.
Mhm. Yeah, I was seeing on Ty Tuesday's stream his having a like someone like on the same console as another person just not able to play a lot of games because there wasn't enough people in the lobby for those games. And also was seeing that, yeah, a three-way mode may not be one of the best modes in this game.
It's not.
That three-way mode's not that good.
I like the concept, but what
Mhm.
typically happens is the players figure out really quick who's the better of the three, and then the other two gang up on that one. So you're better off to hold back and let two people duke it out, and then take whoever's left.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that don't always happen.
Yeah. Tag mode seems like it's all right. The being tethered together seems like it might be a problem, along with the fact that there's fucking friendly fire.
But the friendly fire does not hurt you. It'll mess you up. Like if you're in the middle of a grab, it'll knock you out of it, but it will not actually damage you.
Okay, so that's slightly less egregious.
But say I'm going to grab someone, you knock me out of it, the other opponent can then grab me and proceed.
Might be a little problem if you are
Yeah,
not on page with your team member, which, considering how the lobby and voice chat system are going to be for this game, that
yeah.
might be a little problem.
Now, in terms of two people on the same console, the most recent session, I was playing with my younger brother,
Mm-hmm.
and how it does it, and I noticed that actually probably one of these videos has it. Uh, what will happen is it'll try to make it as even as possible between the two players.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you might have two games in a row where player one will wind up being the one in the match and player two sitting out, and then the next two will be the other way around. So it does keep it like that. But one thing I noticed too is it don't try to put them back to back. And if it does put them back to back, it'll automatically go ahead and swap. So it looks like they tried to plan for that. I'm not going to say it's going to be perfect, but yeah. All in all, I'm kind of interested in seeing where they're going to go with it.
I know one of the recent test punches gave us a new character in the
Yep.
form of Headlock, who I guess will be our Joker character from a Soul Calibur game, where he's just going to be a random person every time. I know some people were like, "Oh, that's the final boss of the arcade mode," and I'm like, "No, that is not a person wearing a title belt, and no one's wearing a title belt in the current roster." So we still have one more character to be revealed to some extent.
And also in the most recent set of test punches, Twintella wound up being playable,
Mm-hmm.
as well as a new game mode. It's like a target blast kind of deal.
Okay. I think that's the thing you get all your equipment off of, I believe. If it's what I'm thinking of.
It's more like just a competitive
Oh, right.
target
It's a
blast
competitive
one.
version of that. Okay.
Yeah. But
I
there's
forgot that there was
that
a.
and the boss mode,
Mm-hmm.
which, quite frankly, they need to nerf the boss mode a little bit. You get it's essentially a 3-on-1.
Mm-hmm.
You get a level 5 boss, you might as well just consider being defeated, because it is hard to beat it. And I was only encountering level 4 and 5s. 4 was possible to beat, but it was still a little bit on the challenging side. Like, I think the level 4 one needs to be what the level 5 should be. Something that's doable, but it's still going to be a challenge.
Oh, but bosses are supposed to be hard.
Yeah, but that's like a little too much.
It sounds like it. I've not.
Especially for early game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, if the game was released and we were like 2-3 months into it, yeah, I could see it being about there. Because by that point, everyone would be comfortable with where they're at, and you wouldn't have people trying new things and getting completely stomped. That's where the problems are laying right now.
Yeah, I'm still hopeful for the game. It seems like people are still excited for it. It's just the test punches just caused a lot of polarizing opinions on it. Some people don't like it, some people like it, but I still think it will get a fan base.
I like it, I just feel like there's little minor touches that it needs. And it's stuff that, I mean, that's to be expected. When we played the global test fire for Splatoon, it was not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And playing Splatoon 2's global test fire, I saw a lot of that difference between early Splatoon and where we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't doubt that ARMS is going to be good. I'm hoping they take the same approach they took with Splatoon and decide to make sure it's what it should be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm hopeful, and I think Arms will come out pretty well.
Like where it currently stands, I wouldn't mind picking it up at launch. I know you don't have a Switch, so you can't really say the same, but yeah, it's good.
Hmm. I feel like Arms will probably be one of the games for the Christmas pickup of the Switch, because I probably won't pick up a Switch until Christmas this year, most likely, because then everything will be out from the like these big 6 months for the Switch, and it's like, well, I just get everything at once, so I can just play it all and just create more backlog, which I might be turning my backlog into a series of streams, depending on how that goes. I
It
might just get
probably would be smart.
well, I gotta transfer over all my PS3 save files I do have from my old one to my new one. And the first thing I'll probably do is do Valkyria Chronicles, but I don't know if I'm going to stream that because fuck that last boss fight. I am not streaming that because no, I don't need to be distracted for that. Like, if people want to see the nonsense that is, go watch somebody else. Go see what nonsense awaits you there. But yeah, that'd probably be the first thing. And then I'll probably play a bunch of Battle Red War 2. I won't play Battle Red War 1 because, almost all of the maps from Battle Red War 1 are in 2. As sad as that is to say, it's true. But I need to re-download all that DLC, which means I need to do another Japanese PS3 account. Which, oh joy. Which means I also have to search for the Battle Red War content, which, that's going to take a while. I just have to go look up Juwario's old video on how to make a PS3 account. That or just look up an article just saying how it did. Yeah, this would be the third Japanese PS3 account I've gotten in order to get DLC for Battle Red War. Because, region locking DLC, that's a thing. I can't just swap to a different region to get content. No, I gotta make a whole new account for this stuff.
Yeah, that is dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, region locking altogether kind of is a dumb thing.
Yeah, the games aren't region locked on PS3, but the PS Network store is region locked, depending on where your account's supposed to originate from. Yeah, outside of that, like, I need to sit down and actually play Uncharted 4, and I don't think I'd actually stream that because I just want to sit back and enjoy Uncharted 4, even though you can't spoil me on Uncharted 4. I already know everything that happened. I might stream the new Ratchet and Clank game. Because that'd be a nice layback stream, because I wouldn't expect a Ratchet and Clank game to be hard. Although I think that's what if I do another marathon, I would do Ratchet and Clank games and do the original PS2 4 games, or the 4 original PS2 games, which is the first one, Going Commando, Up Your Arsenal, and Deadlocked. Because I will do Deadlocked. I'll do the black sheep of the Ratchet and Clank series. I don't mind doing that game, even though that game is kind of boring in hindsight, because it's all arena battles. Yeah, I don't know what possessed them, but in Ratchet and Clank where you have the arena, like, side quest to go through all those arena battles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's deadlocked in its entirety. Like, that is deadlocked in its entirety. Is that side quest turned into a full game? I think it was meant because Deadlocked was also supposed to be a major multiplayer title for Ratchet and Clank, but since I didn't have multiplayer back in the day for that, I never did. I just played the single player for it, so. Yeah, I don't think I have anything 360 wise that's on my backlog. Yeah, I really don't. It'd be Wii U stuff, and I don't know how much, or like, yeah, it'd be PS2 and Wii U stuff with like Persona 3 and SMT Crossfire Emblem, and I don't know how much people want me to play through those games on stream. Like, SMT Crossfire Emblem is like a quarter of the way to the game. Persona 3 is like halfway to like 3/4 of the way through the game. Like, I'm sorry, you're hopping into me playing through these games way into the story. It is long past the point where I feel like explaining what's going on. Look, shit's going down. We're dealing with it. Roll with me here. I might, on my off time, do up some grinding for like KH2 and then like maybe stream me attempting some of those some of the extra bosses, like the data fights in Sephiroth, because I would be fine with doing the extra bosses in 2 because I think I could beat them. I ain't trying any of the extra bosses in BBS or 3D. Fuck them. Fuck those bosses. And to be honest, fuck those games. I don't like either of them now. Like, I'm okay with the stories. I think Aqua and Terra could really use some better voice acting. And I think we kind of got Terra a little better for 0.2, but Aqua is still monotone as fuck, and she needs to emote and have a personality to her a little bit. But maybe that'll be rectified in 3. But yeah, I don't care about either one of those. It doesn't help that 3D is kind of confusing because it's a time travel plot technically, and oh boy, is time travel fun. Well, it's not just time travel, it's dream world nonsense plus time travel to make it all confusing. Oh god. Yeah, have fun understanding what the fuck's going on in 3D when you go back and watch the archive. Because I'm just like, that is what's going on. I've got no explanation. I don't know what possessed them to introduce time travel in this franchise that's already complicated enough as is. I do, on the writing end, have a little piece about Kingdom Hearts as kind of a bookend for the marathon. Because you know how I've talked about the 7 Guardians of Light and the 13 Seekers of Darkness, and their conflict is the entire conflict for 3?
Yeah.
Well, people have like questions of who the 7 Guardians are supposed to be. And I'm just like, look, these are the 7. These are going to be the 7 according to everything. Look, this is how it's going to be. I don't know why people are questioning this. And I have listed reasons why the 7 are according to the context of the story and what's said in the story. And I try to throw out there who the other 7 Seekers are, since we only know possibly 6 by the end of 3D. So I threw 7 names out there that could work in combination with our 7 Guardians. Possibly, I don't know. I don't claim to know all 20 characters that are going to be central to the conflict of 3, but I'm willing to put money on it. But I have that almost entirely written up, so I might post that at some point. I still got to work on my writer recommendation articles and get those presentable, and also get one of them done. I mean, Shinta is doing a review of everything Double later this year, and it'd be nice if I could also give my opinion on Double in an article. I'm not gonna do a whole video on it, but I could recommend you through written word if. But yeah, especially since X8 is close to wrapping up, and we've gotten our first potential rumor of the next writer, and it's supposedly sports themed because he has water bottle gimmick stuff, and I don't believe that silhouette for a second. Until we get something more like, I assume he'll cameo in the new movie, in the X8 movie, and we'll get information then. But I trust nothing until we get there. Nothing. Until we get there, I trust nothing because we have been fooled before on first rumors. Because, what was it? Wasn't the first rumor for Wizard supposed to be a paint writer?
I don't know on that one.
I swear one of our first rumors for a writer was a paint writer. So I'm sorry, I trust nothing in terms of rumors of the next writer series because half of it always turns out wrong. Or there's a small little kernel of truth somewhere in there, but it's not it's nothing like it. Like Gaim, I don't think was truly really confirmed in terms of like it wasn't confirmed until we got to closer to the press conference stuff. But I don't think we really had a rumor that encapsulated Gaim until then. So I trust nothing. I'm also not watching Amazon's, even though apparently shit's going down, and I'm tempted to watch this second season and see how it actually is, even though I have zero fucks to give about Amazon's. I know I am never going back to Q Ranger. I don't care. I don't. Nothing's going to bring me back. Even word of mouth saying Q Ranger is good now is not. Especially since fucking Lucky's now has a dual power up. Continuing the trend of only Reds get power ups in the Sentai now. Except Shuriken Sentai broke that. But I guess that doesn't count. Because that show was still garbage. But you got anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, in less than 2 weeks, we'll be covering E3 2017 with a series of live stream podcasts where we talk shop on in the press conferences, whatever gets shown off on the floor that we are interested in. That Friday will not be a proper TGS, but it will be us talking about stuff while playing something. I'm tempted to say War Thunder because War Thunder now opens up every time I start up my computer, and I don't know how to turn that off because I can't find the setting to turn it off.
Huh.
I think I have to go into the game to turn it off. But it's maybe go, I really like War Thunder. I should play War Thunder, even though I'm god awful at the game. I still have fun. There's that. There's like Player Unknown Battleground if it goes on sale before then. It won't, but maybe it will. I know, like the Steam sales in a couple weeks. Well, the summer Steam sales in a couple weeks. I believe the site I usually check that says when the next Steam summer sale is says the 22nd. Yep, they say the 22nd, according to rumors and stuff, and when the summer sale usually happens. So maybe it'll go on sale then. If it goes on sale for like $20, I will pick it up and I'll stream it a few times since I'm sure we can get a few more followers of it. We got quite a few subscribers out of the marathon. I know the stats say 11, but I don't think it goes back far enough to cover the entire marathon. Does it?
I don't know.
It might go back, but like 11 subscribers, like that is so much more to get. Like we don't get that many in that amount of time. So that was awesome. We're used to getting like 1 or 2 every now and again. Last 28 days, yeah, that would cover it. 12 subscribers. Like over 1,000 views. I probably shouldn't have clicked on that because that'll take me to stats I don't need. Over 8,000 watch time. The only problem is we're probably not going to make as much money because several of the videos we can't monetize. Square being jackasses about fucking songs. I tried to avoid it as much as I could, but I was at least going to reward the time put in by letting them play during the credits. But you got anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, we'll see you in 2 weeks for the E3 coverage. Not quite TG Saloon. And before then, something on next Friday. And maybe I'll stream some backlog stuff in between then and there. Depends. It won't be Sunday because I'll be watching Extreme Rules. And seeing who's going to lose to Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire. Or who earns the right to lose to Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire. See you then, folks.